up? What up? What up? What up? What up? Beautiful people out there in YouTube land. How you doing? How you feeling? I hope you've had a great week, and I'm super glad that you are here with me today. My name is Ray, and I'm from Alluring Serpents, and you are now tuned into my favorite reptile podcast. And if you've been here before, you already know what it's about, and I'm super grateful that you're back. And you already know I appreciate all the love and support. So salute to you guys for just being who you are and showing love and support and sharing it out and sending me messages saying how you enjoy the show and you're learning a lot of stuff, and that's really what it's all about. If you're new here and this is your first time, this is a podcast where we focus on the business end of things in the reptile industry. If you're an entry level breeder and maybe you want to start taking things a little more serious and you want to turn this into a business that you could generate income to support your family with, this is probably where you want to be, and that's what we talk about. Um, so yeah, I'm glad you're here. If you are new, if you're catching the replay, do me a favor, hit that like button and drop a comment. Comments are super important. So I think that's good for the algorithm to push the video out there, which would be great for the show, for me, and for all the guests that are on the show. So yeah, definitely do that. Also, we do a giveaway every show. If you are not new here, then you already know. But for the people that are new here, this is what we do at the end of every show. We give away a My Favorite Reptile Podcast T-shirt, and it'll have a exclusive episode number 9 High Desert Pythons image on it. And actually, let me show you my model, Pat from Dragon Soul. Booyah! What up, B? Appreciate you. Thank you for sending me this picture. I will use it forever and ever. So yeah, that's the exclusiveness right there. Episode 1, Bomb Projects, My Favorite Reptile Podcast T-shirt. Pat was the first winner of the first episode, so that was super dope. So make sure you stay tuned for that. We do a little giveaway at the end. Also, Antoine from High Desert Pythons, that's our guest for today. Super dope. I'm actually really happy that he's here with me. He's going to be spitting lots of knowledge, and he's super cool. If you don't know who he is, you're going to find out today. But he's also going to join in on the giveaway. So he's going to give away 50% off of anything on his MorphMarket up to 3 weeks. So you have from now until another 3 weeks to claim your prize, which is 50% off anything on his MorphMarket. Definitely take advantage of that because my boy got some heat. So if you're taking this serious and you're into projects, definitely go check out his MorphMarket after the show. The link is actually in the description. So are all his other links to his social media platforms. So if you're not following him on any social media platforms, go do that as well. Let's check out his MorphMarket. What else we got going on? Yo, let's talk about our episode sponsor. Episode sponsor is Morph Valley Reptiles. The beautiful Nikki and the awesome Ryan, man, Freddie. Appreciate you guys very much. If you guys are anywhere near Marble Falls, Texas, they are actually providing live rodents right now. And they're also providing frozen thawed as well, which they will be able to ship out across the U.S., but not to Florida, because if you're in Florida and you want some frozen mice or you want some live mice, you got to hit up Emilio Villarino at Villarino Reptiles. Ryan also said that he'll do better pricing than anything you're getting right now. You just got to show proof of purchase and what you're currently paying. So if you're purchasing mice or if you're purchasing ASFs, whether it be live or frozen thawed, reach out to them, let them know what you're paying, and they will beat that price for you. Also, they're going to have some ball pythons available starting next year, I believe. Yeah, 2024 season. So make sure you keep your eye out for more Valley Reptiles. Go follow them on all their social media platforms. Their Instagram link is also in the description below. Just shoot them a DM if you're interested in the rodents. Again, if you're anywhere near Marble Falls, Texas, you could go and pick them up locally, or you could hit them up and they'll ship you frozen thawed. So that's super dope to have those two options. What else we got? Appreciate you, Ryan. Appreciate you, Nikki. Thank you, guys. Appreciate you sponsoring the episode. So listen, guys, I've yet to have a smooth show in the sense that technical issues have not been working out for me. So what I did was I'm actually in my living room right now. I am hardwired. Shout out to Tony Thomas at Hardwired Exotics. Has nothing to do with them, but I am hardwired to the router. So I'm hoping, and I upgraded my freaking StreamYard. So I'm hoping, if God, Jesus help me, that we don't have any lagging issues and that everything runs really smooth. Hopefully, you guys see me clearly and the image is coming in good. So yeah, trying something a little different. You know, we learn and we grow together, and that's the beauty of this. So yeah, just trying some different things. I wanted to share that with you guys. What else we got going on? Yeah, that's pretty much it. Let me give some shout outs to the chat. And then, damn, 86 comments already? New ones? Y'all are popping right now. Appreciate you very much. So I'll give some shout outs to the chat, and then we will bring the infamous Professor out for you guys. Because you're definitely not here for me. You're here for Antoine. Let's be real. All right. We had some people that were here way early, like days early. So Mike from Herp Collectors, shout out to Mike from Herp Collectors. He was the first one. I think that was on Tuesday. Left a comment, but it's not there anymore. And then Morph Valley was actually there too. So shout out to you guys. Actually, real quick before we shout out the chat, shout out to my peers that are also doing podcasts. So shout out to T Keys. Keys Constrictors, appreciate you very much. Got Balls and Things on Wednesday at 8 p.m. Then we got Hair Down Friday at 8:15 p.m., which will be right after this show. So typically we end this around like 7 o'clock, 7:15-ish. Give us about an hour to get something to eat real quick, and then you bounce back on YouTube. Go to Keys Constrictors YouTube channel where we do Hair Down Friday, and it's a bunch of breeders, and we all get together and we talk about snakes, and we talk about projects, we talk about life, we show off animals. We got a bunch of egg. I think Nikki T from Lady T Exotics is going to be cutting a clutch. I know Pat from Dragon Soul is going to be cutting a clutch. And I'm not going to say is guaranteed that the odd gods are in your favor if you cut your clutch on Hair Down Friday. But people have been getting some good luck, man. They've been hitting some good odds on Hair Down Friday when they cut their clutch. So that's super dope. If you want to cut your clutch on Hair Down Friday, go reach out to T Keys on Instagram. Shoot them a DM, Keys Constrictors, and let them know. Hey, and also don't be shy, man. It's a little nerve wracking to get on camera, not even gonna lie, but it's not as bad as you think. And because Hair Down Friday is a group social thing, you know, it's easy to just kind of chill and be relaxed. Super smooth environment. It's awesome. And if you're new here and you have not seen Keys Constrictors Hair Down Friday, make sure you go over there, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell so you never miss a live. Because it's more fun when you're watching it live, isn't it? I think it is. So yeah, also Nikki T has Reptiles and Cocktails Saturday at 1 p.m. So make sure you check out her YouTube channel. Go subscribe to her channel. She does it every Saturday. She also does 2 P's in a podcast every Monday morning at, I think it's 8 o'clock in the morning. Is it 8? Or is it 9? I think it's 8. Yeah. Not gonna lie, it's summertime, so I've been having to catch the replay because the kids aren't in school, so I'd be trying to sleep in as much as I can. But yeah, definitely go check that out. And then we also got Wiz Constrictors YouTube podcast is Sophisticated Ignorance, Saturdays 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Definitely go check that out. Wiz and Joey D do a great job. You know, just chopping it up about the industry. He has guests come on. We talk about all kinds of fun things. Always laughing. We are always laughing on Sophisticated Ignorance. So make sure that you go check that out on Wiz Constrictor's YouTube channel. Super dope. Let's see. All right. Let me get to this chat, man, because y'all are killing it right now. Yo, Don D, what's popping? You already know what it is. Appreciate you being here. Holly, Texas, Texoma Exotics. Hey, Ray. Hey, Antoine. Hey, chat. What's good? What's good? What's good, young lady? Yo, Stan the man. See a Serpents. Appreciate you being here, big dog. Thank you very much. Blakers Pythons. What's popping? Hello, everyone. Appreciate you being here. You already know what it is. Brian from Heathen's Hatchery. It's time to start the weekend. You already know. Pop them bottles if that's what you do. But sit back and definitely relax and enjoy the shows. Princess Bosa, young lady, how's it going? Appreciate you being here. You already know what it is. Love your whole family. Let's see who else we got. Eric's More Factory. What's going on, big dog? I'm actually going to be trying to make it out to the Boynton show tomorrow. so I could drop off your t-shirt for you. So what's up, Eric, man? Appreciate you being here, big dog. Look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Bosa Reptiles, not Bosa Balls anymore. Let's go, big dog. Appreciate you being here. Saw you guys are cutting some clutches. Hope you hit the odds that you were looking to hit. Super dope. Doing it as a family and things like that. I love that. You already know. There goes the sponsor right there. Episode sponsor, More Valley Reptiles. Nikki and Ryan, what's poppin'? Appreciate you guys very much. Love that you guys are so family orientated. Love that you guys are making your presence known in the industry. Salute to that. Love that. Love that. Love that. Who else we got? Wills, Hella, Heat. What's good? What's good? Yo, t-shirts. If I owe you any t-shirts, don't worry about it. I'm working on them and I will send them out and I will send you a tracking number on Instagram to let you know that it's on its way. Jacob, Letter Better, Cybel Serpents, what's poppin'? Appreciate you being here, big dog. What up? If you're not subscribed already, make sure you hit that subscribe button, dog. Hit that notification bell. Yep, your brother, my brother, all of our brother, Antoine. What's poppin'? What's good? What's good? What's good? What's good? Locked and loaded pythons. How's everyone? Feeling great, to be honest with you, man. It's been a hectic week, and I'm excited to just kind of kick it with the homie, and then shoot over the hair down, and you already know how it is. That's the rest and relaxation Fridays. Happy hour. Meteoric Serpents. Joey. Fucking Puzzle. What's poppin'? You can definitely check Joey out on Sophisticated Ignorance with Constrictors YouTube channel Saturdays at 10 p.m. Eastern, like I mentioned before. But in case you weren't listening, I'll tell you again. Joey D, what's good? What's good? Who else we got? Rock on Reptiles. What up? What up? What up, gang? Appreciate you being here, big dog. You already know what it is. Let's see. Chad, what's going on? Hyperspace Reptiles, man. Appreciate you being here, bro. Thank you very much. I'm getting a little more comfortable with this, guys. I don't know if you can tell or not, but I feel like I can tell. Alex M, what's going on? Yes, sir. Having a good Friday, man. Hope you're enjoying your Friday, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your Friday with all of us good people here today. Jerome, no limit. Shout out, big dog. What up? Thank you for being here, man. If you're not, hit that subscribe button, man, so you can be subscribed. Don't miss an episode. Pressure Pythons, Justin, what's going on, big dog? Appreciate you being here. Another Florida cat. What up? What up? What up? What up? North Star Exotics, what's going on? Appreciate you being here. Let's see who else we got. If I skipped over you, my bad. There she is. Lady Tiz Exotics. Hey, you are on time. Appreciate that. Thank you, sister. Thank you. All right, I'll just run through a couple more and then we'll get to the man of the hour because what are we doing right now? 13 minutes of Ray. We want Antoine up here. That's what we want. Morph Master J, you already know, dopest name in the game. Johnny, what's poppin', big dog? Appreciate you being here, brother. Samario Freeney, what up? Hopefully I said that right. Samario Freeney, what's good, man? Hit that notification bell, hit that subscribe button. Appreciate you being here. You already know what it is. Thank you. Troy Mother effing Schroeder. What's going on, big dog? Appreciate you being here. You already know what it is. Best dressed balls. Taju, Dylan. What's going on, man? Appreciate you being here, bro. Thank you, sir. As always, pleasure to have you with us. Payush Patel. Hopefully I said that right. I don't know, man, but appreciate you being here, bro. If this is your first time here, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Jamie Rising Phoenix Reptiles, what's poppin', man? Appreciate you being here, brother. Thank you, sir. Luke, big Luke, what up? What's good, Ray? Everything is good, big dog. Appreciate you being here, man. Hope you're ready to relax and enjoy the night with us. Seth, Navari Beach Balls. I think I said that night, right? Navari, what's up, man? Appreciate you being here, bro. Make sure you hit that sub button if you're new here, guys. And hit that like button, too. Phil, what's going on, big dog? Appreciate you being here. About to go out, but wanted to say, yo, No doubt, man. Be safe tonight, bro. Hope you enjoy your weekend. Pipeline, Pythons. Justin, what's going on? Actually, Justin from Pipeline is actually going to be our next guest, so he'll be on next Friday. So make sure you tune into that, man. My dude is just like Einstein when it comes to genetics, and he's doing amazing things. Collection is huge, tons of information, tons of knowledge. You're definitely going to learn some stuff. So make sure you tune in next week with Justin. YT Vance, what's popping? Casey, what's going on? Good afternoon. Oh yeah, if you're on the West Coast, it's still afternoon. So good afternoon to you guys. Good evening to us. And I think that pretty much wraps it up. Let's see. Strictly Strange Snakes. What up? What up? What up? What up? Appreciate you being here. There he is right there, Velarino, the V Unit CEO. Make sure you go on his Instagram. For one, follow his Instagram if you're not already, because what are you even doing? My boy got some heat, but also he got the V Unit subscription through YouTube through Instagram, where he's building an amazing community. So definitely go check that out. I have heard nothing but amazing things about that. So, but it's Emilio. So I mean, he puts in work in anything that he does, and he definitely puts 100% into it. So he's definitely helping a lot of people out, and it's not just him helping everybody out. It's everybody working together as a community, which makes it even better. So love that. You already know what it is. Dragon, Soul, Reptiles. Antoine fell asleep backstage by now. Sheesh. Yo, man, stop talking shit, bro. You know what? One more time, just because I love you, man. Yo, this is Pat from Dragon Soul Reptiles. Go give him a follow on Instagram, guys. He's doing some dope things, and this guy is definitely blessed by the odd gods. I don't know how he does it. Maybe he say a little prayer before he cuts them. All right, guys, I'm done, and I will bring him out. It's been 17 minutes of me talking. Lou Balls was popping. Appreciate you being here. Appreciate everybody being here. If you're new here, oh, there he is. Okay, we'll end it like this right here with my boy T Keys Constrictors. Go check out his YouTube channel. Here down Friday tonight at 8:15. Me and Antoine just gonna be talking, but he's gonna jump on there with us, and we're gonna show off some animals and do some cool stuff. So make sure you're there at 8:15 on Keys Constrictors YouTube channel. And yeah, that's it, guys. So I'm gonna hit that intro video, and then we're gonna. Oh, shit, I almost forgot, man. Listen, if you want to support the channel, I'm not monetized, so I cannot get super chats, but it doesn't mean that you can't support the channel. If you'd like, you can donate anything you want to Cash App, Alluring Serpents, and leave in the notes if you would like me to mention you in the next show. For your donation or for your support, that's fine. If you don't, that's also fine. You already know I appreciate all you guys that are helping out. It definitely helps out. So, yeah, I just wanted to say that. It's going to be running right down here at the bottom. Episode sponsored by More Valley Reptiles. To support the channel, you can use Cash App, hashtag Alluring Serpents. Leave a note if you would like a shout out. Let's get ready for this comment real quick, and then we're going to hit that intro video, and we're going to bring out the man of the hour. Pat, stop thinking about talking shit. All right, guys. We're about to bring out the man, the myth, the legend himself, Antoine Hood from High Desert Pythons. My guy.
You, what up? What up? What up? How's everybody going?
What it do? What it do, man? Appreciate you being here with me, bro, and taking time out of your day to spend time with us, man.
Yo, first off, that picture of Patrick is crazy.
Yeah.
I need that picture, yo. Would you put like a different mouth on him, or what the hell? I didn't know that was him. I was like, is that a burn dude or some shit? Yo, shout out.
Yeah, check this out, man. Yeah, real quick. So he won the first show. I mean, the first shirt giveaway on the first episode with Bomb Projects KG&D, right? So he gets the shirt, and I'm like, yo, I need a picture of you in the shirt, man. Like, get on that for me real quick. So he's like, yeah, I got you. Bro, he sends me a picture with him like this. So he thought he
like got attention and shit, or what?
Yeah, I don't know. He just didn't want to do it, right? So I was like, no doubt, I'm gonna take that, and I appreciate it. Good looks, I got you. And I went on Instagram and I took I typed in smile in the sticker thing and took somebody's smile and stuck it on them. And now that's my podcast T-shirt logo right there. That's my model, baby. Yeah, man. I love Pat though, bro. So it's all love, you know.
Shoot, man. Hey, shout out to Luke in the chat too, man. You know what, dude? I can't remember not being on any Instagram live or YouTube live or something where Luke wasn't in the chat giving support, man. He's easily probably one of like the biggest supporters in the reptile industry, and I don't think he gets his flowers enough, man. So I'd
Dude,
like to have I really want to have a conversation with him sometime, like in the next week or so on the phone, and kind of like see where his head is at. And I actually want to do a live with him one day too, man, because like I don't know a whole lot about him, but he's always in the chats. You know what I mean? Like he's always showing support, always showing love too. So
yeah,
I think he needs somebody he needs to be put in the spotlight for once too. You know,
yeah,
so
100%. I agree with you. Yo, yeah,
definitely,
shout out
man.
to Jay. What up, Jay? Appreciate you being here, big dog. Peace and love. So yeah, Luke is awesome, man. And as long as I've been present, and it doesn't matter if I'm watching someone's live or if I'm on a live, Luke is always
Mm-hmm.
there, and I agree with you 100%. I think the interesting thing about Luke is that I don't even think he's breeding ball pythons right now, to the best of my knowledge. Correct me if I'm wrong, Luke, but he's not even. He's just supporting the industry, supporting the people that he loves, and that makes it even more dope, I think.
Yeah, man. And I need to like have a beer with him in one of these shows, man, and kind of hang out with him for a bit too, man. He's super dope, man. So
Yeah, 100%.
shout out to the homie Luke. I'm gonna start
Oh,
calling him Uncle, I'm gonna start calling him Uncle Luke and shit. God,
Uncle
get
Luke.
go. Oh
That's
man.
funny, man. He said, "Oh, guys, you guys are making me red." That's
Yeah,
funny.
so
Damn, I'm lagging right now. Do you
nah,
see me lagging?
you seem good right now, man.
Yeah, on my end, I see myself lagging. Go figure. There's my dog barking, and you guys will
Oh,
probably hear my dogs and my cats and my kids and all kinds of stuff because I'm in the living room.
yeah, your dog's
Um,
barking. It's probably gonna make my dog start barking in a bit.
yeah, that's funny,
Oh
man.
man.
Yeah, Luke is a solid, good dude for sure. Dude, all you guys are awesome. Thank you so much. I appreciate your kindness. Absolutely, Luke, man. You deserve that, bro. So salute to Luke.
So what's new, man? You know,
Yo,
congrats on the pod. The pod is doing good, man. I've caught most of the episodes so far. You know what I mean? It's another one to add to the cleaning regimen when it's time to scrape tubs and all that too. So
yeah,
man, thanks for that. You know, because like variety in this industry is always good. You know, because when you listen to the same stuff over and over again, stuff gets kind of stale. You know what I
yep,
mean? And you kind of like drop off and unsubscribe. You know, but yeah, but
yeah, no,
this big rotation of podcasts now, man. There's a lot of people who say like it's oversaturated and it's too many, and I say there's no such thing as too many, man. I think having like other people too, and even in competing time slots, that helps people like step their game up and stuff too. So yeah,
yeah,
I'm kind of glad you're out here doing it. I mean, the first time we met in person in Daytona, I was like, man, he got a nice little podcast voice, man. He should do something. You know what I mean? Too.
hey, thanks, man.
So
Appreciate
you
it.
got one of those, you like one of them like late night radio confession DJs and shit. You know what I mean?
You are now tuned in with
Sounds
my favorite
on
reptile
1.9
podcast.
FM. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah,
So
yeah. The Power Love Hour, baby.
yeah. You know, I tried my hand at it for a bit, but I just hated going back and listening to my own voice, man. I don't like when I post a YouTube video or IG live, I never go back and listen to it because,
Oh,
you know, but that's most people who don't like the sound of their own voice. And that's, I think that's scientifically like a thing, you know what I mean? So,
yeah.
but
I
I
definitely
think
think I
I'll do
sound
something
weird.
here and there. But I think once I end up finishing my move, I'm actually going to like construct like a podcast studio and do like a different format if I decided like if I do decide to, it'd be like only like in person guest or just me ranting
Oh,
by myself. You know what I mean? And doing like pre-recorded stuff. So when I
yeah.
say the wrong thing, I can bleep myself out, so I won't get canceled.
Oh shit. We lost Antoine. Well,
Oh
listen,
man.
man. I appreciate. Oh, there you go. You back?
Yeah, that was my phone ringing and stuff. So, uh, but nah, we good. I'm gonna send a text
Uh,
real quick. But
your audio is a little bit low, bro.
did it go off? Oh, let
I
me
don't know
check.
if you had a mic hooked up to it or
Let
what.
me see something. Hold on.
Yeah, you're good. Well, yeah, yo. I was trying to do something different. I wanted to do something different, and that's where I was like, okay, let's focus on the business end of things because it is a business, you know what I mean, and it is something that we could provide and take care of our families with. And I felt like nobody was really focused on those specific things. Um, so yeah, I definitely wanted to make my place on the stage of podcast.
The sound for some reason the sound went off low. Can you hear me or?
I mean, I hear you, but you're really low. You want to bounce out and come back in?
Hold on, let me see something. How's that? Can you start talking some more?
Uh, I, uh, uh, I can actually hear like an echo on your end from my voice.
Let me disconnect this and see.
Yeah, just bounce out and come back in.
All right.
All right. Yo, guys, I fucking love talking to Antoine, bro. Like, just having conversations with him on the phone. He's enthusiastic. He's energetic. He loves what we do, and we're gonna dive into, some things that he's called the professor. So, I mean, makes good sense that he would be here teaching us some things, right? So, definitely dope. What's going on, everybody in the chat? Appreciate you being here. Heartland Reptiles, Jordan. What's going on, Big Dog? Appreciate you being here. Let's see. It's kind of crazy. I guess, dude, I tried everything to not get lag, but maybe it's the computer. Maybe I just need to get a new computer. That's what it is. All right. Hey, appreciate that, man. Yeah, absolutely, bro. And if you don't catch the live, catch the replay, bro, because it's not just about being present during the live. It's about, gaining the information that's being said on the show to help everybody along. All right, how we doing?
All right, how's that?
You back to business, baby. That's
All right,
good.
cool. So,
All right.
yeah, you said there's always gonna be some hiccup somewhere around. Nah, we good.
Yeah, we'll
So,
add this to the bucket of not smooth shows.
yeah, apparently when somebody called you to go straight to voicemail, they keep calling you back on Do Not Disturb. They trying to get through. So I was like, hey, I'm on the podcast. I called you back. So,
They was like, oh, my bad.
For real. Man,
All right, so so listen, man, we kind of started chatting already, but let's start from the beginning, man. Like, let's let people know who you are, what species you're working with, how long you've been in the industry, some of that basic stuff.
Cool. So, Antoine Hood, High Desert Pythons. I've been keeping ball pythons now since 2005, on and off, and then I started like professionally breeding in like 2012. So it's been like a straight decade now of just kind of breeding here and there for stuff that I like, and then just kind of getting a profit a little bit, but actually taking it really really serious and like working on high end projects. I would say like the past 5 years. So I think I would say the past 5 seasons. Kind of bringing things up to the next level, and just working on some unique projects and getting out there and trying to work on a bunch of world's first and stuff too. For all of you who don't think world's first are important, I disagree with you, and I will fight with you over that to the end. So, hey, honestly,
Antoine's not the guy you want to be fighting with.
well, no, because that's a big thing right now in the industry. A lot of people said, like, a lot of people. I've been around for 20 years, and I don't think world's first are important. And those are the people who are not making world's first of note. I've made plenty of world's first, and I've never posted them. Yeah, because they're like 4-gene incomplete dominant stuff and shit that nobody cares about. Like, I don't care that you made an albino nanny Mojave. Don't really care one bit. That's not doing anything for the industry. It's not pushing the envelope. It's not showing off anything worth that we care about right now that we're going to spend money on. And that's just the honest truth of it, man. So if it's not some multi-recessive combination that people are like highly like looking after, or some other big incomplete dominant gene that's kind of up there in price right now, like Stranger and Acid and things like that, nobody really cares. And people get upset about that, but that's the honest truth. So this is not.
Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing about world first is that you have to have the mindset and you got to have vision. You got to be able to say what hasn't been created yet, and you have to put effort into it. It's not just about copycatting the next person that's already made something. It's about creating your own image and what that looks like.
Right.
Then,
this isn't the business of feeling and thoughts and prayers and sunshine and rainbows all the time. You know what I mean? So first of all, you got to make stuff that's visually appealing and stuff that people want. So if you're not doing that, you can make all the world's first you want to, but if it's not really of note and it's not what the customers want, then yes, it's not important. But if you're not pushing that envelope and doing 2, 3, 4 generations of breeding and missing eggs and hitting stuff off of like 30, 40 eggs, and it just that's why it's not going to be important. So all the people who still say, "Oh, I've been doing this forever," and world's first aren't important, that's because you haven't made anything important. And I'm saying it right here. You can clip that. You can repost it on Instagram or World of Ball Pythons or whatever you want. Yes, I said it.
It's a controversial
it's too early for a mic drop, but
it's okay, man. Let's drop as many as we can today. Hey, but it is what it is, man. Yeah, you definitely gotta have vision and definitely gotta have that mindset of what hasn't been done and doing all that.
Yeah,
so, yeah, I agree with you, man. And listen, when you make a world first, that shit feels good. That shit feels good. Fires you up, yeah.
And part of it is the ego thing. I will admit that it is, but personally, for me, before when I get in any kind of endeavor with like an industry or a hobby and things like that too, like whether it's the military aviation industry that I've been a part of for almost 25 years now, whether it's like the mixed martial arts community and jiu-jitsu community that I've been a part of for decades, or even with the reptiles too. To me, if I'm going to jump into some other like endeavor, I want the respect of my peers. You know what I mean? And not just my peers, the people who I consider like above me. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I can flip a profit all day. I can sell this, they can sell that snake too. But if I got what you call quote unquote a big breeder that's looking at me going, man, Antoine's a major player now. You know what I mean? I'm happy. That's what I want. You know what I mean? Like I can make bullshit breedings all year and flip a profit and make money off of stuff. Anybody can do that, But I want to make some revolutionary animals and some stuff that, when it's most clear 20 years from now, I'm in quote unquote the history books. They'll be like, yeah, remember when Antoine did this? Remember when Antoine did that? Yeah, he was out there killing it. I like those accolades and stuff too, because that means that I wasn't in here just being a placeholder in the industry. I've never been a person that likes to just blend in the atmosphere and, you know what I mean, okay with being 10th place.
You're trailblazer.
So a lot of these breeders, man, like I'm friends with a lot of people. We're real cool with a lot of people, but don't get it twisted. I'm coming for your head. That's how I always. That's how I always been, man. Let's talk
about some of your earlier years, real quick, man. So when you first got in, it was 2005, which is almost 20 years now. I mean, shit, bro, you've been in it for a good minute.
Dude, I didn't. So that was my last year in the Marine Corps, 2005. I didn't know what a ball python was until one of my Marines. He had a surprise barracks inspection. So he had like 24 hours, and he was like, "Hey, Corporal, can you hold my snake for me?" And I thought it was another like military dick joke when he said it, So I'm like, sure, I'll hold your snake for you, you know what I mean? And then he was like, "Oh, this is a ball python. It's like in a 10-gallon tank. It was probably maybe 150 grams at the time, just a normal male." You know what I mean? But I really, really honestly, I used to have boas and stuff like that, trying to breed them. And I had colubrids back in the day, but I was never like, only pythons I knew were berms, retics, green trees and stuff like that. And I never really heard of a ball python, which he was like, how'd you like animals and never heard of ball pythons? I'm like, shut up, bitch. So he let me, I held I borrowed a snake from him, whatever. And he got out the military and never asked for it back. Never. Sure. So he just like bounced. So I was just stuck with his ball python. And then after that, I just started doing some more research on them and seeing, I was wondering, hey, do they come in other colors and they come in other this and that? Then found the albino and then learned about, the few little ones they had like the hypo and the pastel was out back then, the pinstripe, the spider, a couple of those things, So just growing that snake up, I got maybe, I think, one or two more over the past couple of years. And then somehow I came across YouTube. And then I saw Snake Bites TV, shout out to Brian Barczyk. And I saw that there was like a huge industry for these things. You know what I mean? I thought it was just like little pet store quality animals you can get for $100 and you call it a day. But then when he showed me all these other combos that were coming out, and he had this, back then he had like that 50,000 square foot gigantic warehouse full of snakes. Yeah. And I started seeing like pieds and started getting books on it too. And then I saw him advertise the pinstripe pied a couple of years later. And it was a male for sale. So I called the number, and surprisingly, he answered the phone himself. He was like, "Yeah, blah blah, it's $12,500." And I was like, "Excuse me?" I was like, "They got snakes that cost this much money?" $12.5 for a ball python. I was like, that's wild. And I was like, well, I wasn't prepared. I thought it was gonna say like $600 or something like that, you know. But I really wasn't prepared for him to say 12.5. And then I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go back to your YouTube channel. I'm gonna look up, you know, how these genetics work and things like that too. And eventually I'll make my own. I get the ingredients and I kind of slowly get myself up to doing that.
Yeah, that was gonna be my next question. Was like, who are some of the people that you kind of like really started researching? So obviously Brian Barczyk was one of them. Were there any others that you found their content and were kind of like, yo, I'm digging all this?
So for years it was Brian off the bat. So it was like going back and like watching like, you know, all the snake bites videos and taking notes. Dude, I think I still have like my old like spiral notebook with like taking like, you know, notes down, going, okay, pastel plus pinstripe equals lemon blast, pastel plus spider equals bumblebee, you know, ghost plus caramel albino is caramel glow, which is like the first you know, that's the first combo, right?
Yeah.
You know that, right?
Oh, wait a minute. The hypo caramel?
Yeah, the caramel glow and the bumblebee were made the same year, but the caramel glow hit first before the bumblebee.
Damn, I bet it looked beautiful. And
so
then
the
people
first
start
combo,
finding out you can't breed them.
So the first combo on ball pythons was a double recessive.
Nice. I did not know that. Right, unfortunately, it was caramel albino. Yo, shout out to Dylan over at Kaiju. He loves caramel albino.
That's a nice little ball python trivia for you. You know,
no, that's really cool, man. I did not know that.
Yep. So yeah, you know, back then it really wasn't that much to work with. So then I started looking at websites. Like there was the Bush League forums back then. There was ballpythons.net. There was Fauna Classifieds and King Snake. All had different forums on there. So I would just randomly post, hey, I live in Eastern North Carolina. I was wondering if there's anybody else in this area that collect ball pythons, because I want to get under someone's wing and kind of learn face to face. You know, like I want to learn about popping and probing, how to actually do it myself, instead of like trying to take an animal to a vet and things like that, because eventually I want to start breeding and I need to know how to sex things if I'm going to know if I got boys and girls. So a friend of mine, Chris, he actually got in the comment section like, hey, I live like right up the road from you. He was like, let's link up. So he came to my house, saw my collection. Then he kind of like said, hey, keep this, get rid of this. And kind of, you know what I mean? He was like, yeah, you're real metal heavy, sell this or sell that. And kind of put me on the right path as far as like breeding and stuff went. And he was been like a big mentor for mine for years.
He's still in?
Chris Parson, he's doing more colubrids now. He got a lot of like a little bit of ball pythons, but he's doing like corns and like all like the milk and the kings, they like the land propelled stuff. So I think that's more of his bag right now.
Okay, cool. Well, shout out to Chris, man, still in the game.
Yeah, man. So you know, and then over the years, dude, I've seen so many people come and go. I've bought stuff from people who like now are like doing real big projects, you know, like Adam Chesler from that's doing the Zebra Project. Mm-hmm. I'm pretty sure I got my first pinstripe from him back in the day too. So I got a pinstripe. So I got like a pinstripe male. I got a bunch of like het pied stuff and trying to like, you know, make some, because they were still super expensive back then. So I had a bunch of like pinstripe pots, het pieds, and had to raise those up and Mr. Oz and all that stuff too. Yeah. And to this day, I've never just hit a pinstripe pied, which is wild. So
wait, you've never hit a pinstripe pied?
No, because I had stuff. By the time I got into it, so I had stuff for so many other genes to do. I did produce an inchy pin pied like I think 7 years ago or something like that, and I kept it for a while because like symbolic, you know. And I was like, I don't even fuck with pine like that no more, so I just sold it.
Hey, at least you made it, man.
Yeah, because over the years, you know, your interests change, and you know, like with the wave of the industry goes, stuff like that too. So, you know, it was a nice snake, and it was kind of dope thing to do. But after that, I kind of like, you know, sold it and it moved on from there.
Yeah.
But yeah. So and then and you know, and then just throughout the years going down the YouTube rabbit hole, I found, you know, Justin Kabelka, and found Garrett DeMeyer when he was just doing he was doing crescent geckos too. Mm-hmm. And what's funny about that is it's gonna sound weird, but I never differentiated between Garrett DeMeyer and Justin, because when they made videos, they both were behind racks, you know, those same type of racks. So my brain just would turn on the YouTube video and just see some white dude trying to sell some snakes and shit. And I was like, oh, it's another snake video from one of these guys, you know?
Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah, just looking at projects like that. And then when I started doing my own rodents is when I found Ralph Davis. So he doesn't have it on the channel now, but he used to have like 5-6 part series of like, you know, how to like when to pull the rats and how to put them together and the breeding groups that he had too. So I used to always go back and reference Ralph Davis videos. And then I started looking at his reptile stuff. And that's when I saw like the Dreamsicle Project and a lot of like the Goblin stuff and the Platy Daddy stuff like that too. And he just kind of was in his own lane at the time. And he's what made me start going to shows. I think my first show I went to was Daytona in 2008, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
So I think around there, like 08 is like the first show I went to. And it was crazy. I didn't go to another Daytona again until last year. So
yeah, you was wilding out too.
Yeah, I had a good time, man.
That's funny, man. So you started breeding rodents within what, like a few years after getting started?
Just real small, just real small, just to kind of see, you know what I mean, if it was something I'll be interested in doing on a larger scale. So then that brought me to North Carolina, I think 2010. Well, California 2010. Moved out here. I moved aside some of my collection of stuff I really didn't need, but then that's when I kind of got into I want to get into the desert gene. And with the desert gene, back then, like everybody didn't know that the females were infertile, but I think it's still probably one of the best looking incomplete dominants and had some of the best and brightest combos. You know, to like if the desert gene have viable females, we wouldn't even be talking about desert ghosts right now. We wouldn't give a shit about it.
Oh, okay, it's like I don't know anything about it, man. I came in and desert was never spoken about. You know,
that's my honest opinion, man. If the desert gene worked out the way that it was supposed to, like no one would care about desert ghosts, because I think that they were just so close in like quality and brightness of animals that it wouldn't have made sense to try to work the same type of project into a recessive project.
Yeah, you know? The thing is, I often hear like, you know, or I've heard since I've been in is like, oh, people weren't buying desert ghosts because they thought it was desert and hypo together.
That's why I did. I got into desert ghosts late for that reason too. And you know, even though like just the word desert made me like kind of cringe up a little bit, and I think changing my name to High Desert Pythons or adding my business name eventually, like years later, I think that was like an ode to that desert gene, because I got a hookup on GHIs back in the day when they were still like in the 5 figures. But I got a real good hookup from a guy getting out of snakes that was like the first generation, well, a son of one of the first 2 GHIs that got imported. But I didn't really care for the gene too much. I wanted desert. So I wanted like my whole collection to be part of like, you know, just all desert combos. The desert Inchi was called the Tiger, and that thing was crazy, dude. The desert pinstripe. An adult desert pinstripe looks better than the pinstripe desert goose still to this day. You know, so if you Google that, so if you guys, you know, right now just Google like desert pinstripe, you're gonna be like, yeah, that shit looks dope, you know.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to take a look.
So yeah, it's definitely a good looking snake. So I would say like most of my collection were adult desert combo females, and then when the news came out that they wasn't fertile, then I like sold most of my collection for like pennies on the dollar, and I used that money to open up my MMA gym. So so then I opened up my gym. That went well. It was a great business for a long time. It was actually the longest black owned business in this city. Like, so I'm proud of that. You know, even though I shut down in February, and just because I knew I was ready to move soon. But it had a real nice long run, man, and it was you know, pretty successful. And later on, I got, you know, serious into some like bigger ball python projects, started putting like clowns and stuff like that, and lavender and desert ghosts into my stuff, and you know, just kind of that's where we are right now. And
so were you okay? So you said 2010 you moved to Cali?
Yep.
Okay, so you still weren't in a business at that point, right?
Nope.
Okay, so did you already have your name? Did you decide what your name was going to be? Were you calling yourself High Desert Pythons at the time?
Dude, I was not High Desert Pythons until 4 or 5 years ago, and I think my logo was only about 3 years old.
Oh, okay, all right. So what were you? So you're just Antoine Hood.
Just selling stuff as myself, man. You know what I mean? And this,
Yeah.
then once the YouTube thing and Instagram started popping a couple of years ago, especially like just prior to the pandemic, people like, man, all this time I didn't even know you were black. It was just so funny. It was hilarious. I was like, people just like, yeah, I should see you on the forums all the time and shit like that. Because on Foreign and Classified, my login was A Hood, and then on ballpythons.net it was A Hood, and I'm just using my name and that's it, man. So my account still exists today. My ballpython.net and my Foreign and Classified I still have my avatar is I changed it a few years ago to a banana clown, and I still go on there from time to time looking at old ads and like seeing people fighting in the comments with themselves.
Yeah, that's cool though, man, to be able to go back and be able to see like where you started and it's like nostalgic, right?
Yeah, so but there's a lot of mistakes were made aside from the desert project too. I think knowing a few years prior that I wanted to be a business, I don't think I did my due diligence early on and invested into the projects I should have earlier on because of like maybe the price tag, or maybe I didn't think it was a lasting thing, because I came back into the GHI, into the banana era, where I didn't think that incomplete dominant genes were going to be that viable anymore. But the banana was different because of the sex link thing.
Yeah.
But I remember when people buy bananas, males, for $50,000. But I watched them go from $50,000 to $40,000 to $30,000 to $20,000 to $15,000 to $10, like in this real huge dip. But that was it. But that was different. Where when I got that GHI mail, they were down to probably about $25K around that time.
Yeah.
And I ended up buying the guy's like whole collection, and he ended up throwing that GHI into there for $4,000 at the time. So to me,
so what year was that where you started really putting money into it, and like after the desert, obviously, because I know you probably put money into that as well.
It was the same time. Like I said, I used the GHI program like in the early on to get the desert stuff. So I really wasn't making any stuff with the G. I was literally just like training people GHI combo stuff, So I was using the GHI to get deserts. What the fuck, true?
I was like, how do I not put that up, right?
Yeah, that was Eddie in all caps too. That's hilarious too.
Yeah,
no, we'll get to that in a little bit. So yeah. So
you got the GHI. You got this guy's collection.
What I thought was a better project, and sometimes you zig when you should have zagged, and sometimes you just don't know, So it was just a big thing to happen. But the lesson from that is, I don't get into any projects now where I don't see the female on eggs, like the end result visual female, or figure out why isn't there a super, or I want to make sure everyone did their due diligence on it, unless it's something I got into super early and I'm going to present it to the community myself, or something that I discovered. You know what I mean?
So, I mean, that's just from experience, man. I mean, you went through that's got to be traumatizing with what happened with the desert, and you invest in so much time and money in this and that, and then to find out it's not, then they can't lay eggs.
Right. That's just like, and that's and the desert project is the reason why I never got into the scaleless project too. I like the scaleless heads. I always been a fan of those because they did like nice stuff to different combos, but I never had a desire to get a fully scaleless snake too, because they just look like they needed more maintenance than I can give them at the time.
I've heard that they're not too bad when it comes to maintenance. I personally have not seen any scaleless females on eggs. I forgot exactly who it was that said they have, but
whoever said they saw a scaleless female on eggs is a liar. So let's just
go
right there. Okay. Whatever they name it, whatever their name is liar. So so a lot of people have been with the scaleless program for a long time. Like Earl Jones from Lone Star made a post the other day where he actually got a few females up to almost like 30 millimeters, and then they would keep reabsorbing too. So and he's got some that are 5, 6, 7 years old. So he's officially declared that he's done with the project too. And I think the issue with the scaleless is that once the scaleless ball python realizes they have some anomaly going on with their body or their system, whether they're growing or whether there's something inside of them growing or expanding from getting food, as soon as their body feels like there's some anomaly in there, they start to fight it off. And the way snakes start to fight off stuff is to do what? Shed.
No.
You
Yeah.
know, so they just shed so much, they'll double shed on top of each other. And
Double shed. Okay.
yeah, just like like you ever see a snake that gets scarred up by a rat and then they'll shed 1 week,
Yeah.
they'll shed over 2 week period, they go like right back in the shed right away too, because they're
Yeah,
trying to repair themselves. So a lot of times when scalers shed, they'll shed again right after. So then they're going off food, they're most likely not eating, so they're not growing at the pace they should be anyway. So they're taking a long time to get to that size where they should be breeding anyway. So outside of that, that's still 3, 4, 5 years into the project already, you know.
Yeah.
So, but
It's a lot of
you
time.
know, once the belly start expanding from those follicles, I think it was like, nah, we can't do that, because I think if they got to the point where they did ovulate, they probably split open, you know.
Well, here's the thing, right? Will says someone just had eggs last week on a scalers, posted pics too, was surprised someone beat Earl. Morph says it's legit, did happen, it isn't a lie. So interesting. I haven't seen it.
If it was in the past couple of weeks, then that's, cool, because I really haven't been like online like that too, and I like to see the picture. I know before that, the only time I saw a scaleless on eggs is when I photoshopped the picture for April Fools a couple of years ago. So yeah, if they did it, I stand corrected. Good on them. And if it works, it works. But you know, I want to look at I want to assess the validity of that myself, because like this is literally the 10-year anniversary of the scalers. The scalers been around 10 years, and we just now getting it. You know, so but at this point, at this point, it's still a dead project, though. You know.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's definitely not on the top of everyone's to get list, unfortunately, for people that are in that project. So yeah, let's talk about you and a little bit more on the business end of it. So when did you decide High Desert Pythons? When did you turn it into a LLC? What had you accomplished already prior to making it a full-on business?
I kind of decided along with my gym that I didn't want to just be a guy in the background anymore, you know, and because first of all, I started purchasing stuff that were a little bit higher end stuff too that I liked, you know, like I got into like the Clown Pod and a bunch of other recessive projects, and I started getting to like the Hurricane Clown project a few years back, and I realized that me putting this much money into it, that if I had to keep the market the same and I had to start selling stuff for about equivalent or a little bit less than the following season that stuff was worth, I had to make sure that I was a person that people trusted with their money, you know? So, because it's really, really hard for me when you go see an animal online and you pay him $5,000 for, and it's a guy that you've never heard of.
Yeah.
You know, I bust my ass for my money, and I'm sure everybody else don't have money just be thrown away like that. And if I felt that on my end, I had to trust somebody to to send my money to and get an animal from with no issues, that it'd only be fair that I put myself out there and make myself somebody that people could trust with their money, you know? And I think that's one of the biggest mistakes. A lot of new people come in and start buying these animals during COVID and not kind of keep getting a footprint for themselves in this industry, because like, you know what I mean? Like I don't just trust anybody. You know, I'm not a guy where I only buy from Justin and Levance or Ozzy or Miguel. Like, I'm not the guy at all. But it's also a person that I can look up and I can see what they've done so far. You know what I mean? So, that's not
picture trail.
Right. Exactly, too. And and I think a lot of newer people now are kind of getting into bigger projects earlier on. But to their peril, they haven't been aligning themselves with the right amount of people. They haven't been jumping in lives. They haven't been going on Facebook and showing themselves and posting what they have. And I think that's just a big mistake, man, because I'm not sending that much money to someone I don't know. You know?
Yeah, no, big facts, man. Actually, that's the reason I started putting myself out there, because I was like, you know what? Let me put myself out there now before I start making some pretty expensive animals, so that people can see who I am and they see that this is who I am. On live or on Instagram, then you meet people in person, and then they see that, this is actually who you are, and this is how you act, and this is how you talk, and it brings a sense of comfort that hey, I know who this person is, right? I never thought that I'd be having my own podcast right now. I didn't think all this was going to happen, But it was a snowball I was grateful for. So yeah.
I think the breaking point for me is I had a pair of adult highways for sale because I was moving over to the asphalt project. And I was like, okay, all my gravel stuff, I'm getting it out of here. I don't need it. I'm just moving on to asphalt stuff. And the guy messaged me. It was like, hey, man, I know this is going to sound weird, but do you think we could go on Facebook and then you can like video chat with me on Facebook so I can see you pulling that exact animal out of your tubs? And I know you have the animal and it's not a scam. And obviously the person's been scammed before. So nobody wants to get beat over the head twice for an animal too. And there's so many scam people out there. They're just Facebook pages and websites and stuff like that too, and that people just taking other people's pictures. And I understand that, but that really told me that there's people out there getting scammed left and right. And he wanted to have warm and fuzzy about sending me his money, and it wasn't that crazy of a purchase. It was $800 snake at the time. It was I think about $800. Somewhat, I know it's under $1,000. And I was like, dude, if I go through all this and he's still gonna let me ask my wife or he's still tired, I'm gonna be pissed. But I'm gonna just go out on a limb and do it and see what happens. So I did the video and he purchased the animal right away.
That's man, that's called good customer service.
Right. And I was happy about that too. But just like it's just so I don't have enough time in the day to bend over backwards for every inquiry I get like that, So like if I post normally now, if I'd have a new clutch, I take them out and have them in my hand, and I'll make like a YouTube short, and you'll see the clutch on YouTube. And from that post, I might get 3,000 or 4,000 views from that YouTube short. And out of those 4,000 views, I might get 500 messages asking what's available, are they for sale, can I buy one? And it's everything from the experienced breeder to people who's trying to get their first snake. So there's always a bunch of BS in between. So there's not enough time in the day to do a couple of hundred videos like that to show them too. Where now you can look on that same channel, see me producing stuff, see me doing collabs with people, go to my Instagram, go to Facebook and see everything. I have a footprint now of the people I've dealt with and the stuff I've sold. You can go to my sold section of MorphMarket. My MorphMarket reviews are 100% positive. I have all 5 stars. I don't have one negative review. My response time is top notch. So you got to develop almost a business credit and a good footprint in this industry to do well. And that's what's going to set you aside from the other 10, 15,000 people on MorphMarket, and that's doing the same thing that you're doing.
Yeah, and that's sound advice, man. I mean, at the end of the day, if you're producing something that I want and a stranger is producing something that I want, it's the same snake, regardless whether it's a few dollars off or whatever it is. I'm going to go with you because I built that relationship with you and I know you and I've talked to you and I've experienced your content that you put out there, and I see you working the projects. That's another thing, man. Like people selling animals and you don't even see the journey of that project. It's just a random ass animal. And you're like, whoa, buddy, that's fucking red flags right there to me.
Yep.
Right.
Right. And that's why, and that's also why some of the bigger breeders can get away with charging more, because that their reputation is above board in most cases, so a lot of people, I know a lot of people will always give Ozzy crap about, if I make an OD yellow belly super blah, 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 and I sell it for this, how come you can sell it for twice the price I can or whatever too? I'm like, first of all, because he probably knows what's in that animal a lot better than you do. And, he has a customer base where he doesn't put out hundreds and hundreds of clutches every year. Where people want something from Ozzy, they know they're getting a quality animal and they know they're going to get good customer service and they know they're going to get the animal as advertised. Right. So sometimes, when you have that reputation about you, you can get away with doing things like that too. The same thing with Justin. Like I'm in so many group chats on Instagram and Facebook, and they'll be like, hey, how much would you blah, 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 would this be priced for? And they'll be like, well, Justin has on the MorphMarket for this. I'm like, okay, then you need to make it this.
Yeah. You better drop that by like a stack. So, was that a focus of yours when you started it as a business? Were you like, yo, I want to be more on the Aussie tip as far as like a boutique breeder? Or were you like, yo, sky's the limit, I'm shooting for the top with like
no, so I never want to get to the point where I needed employees, because I think like other than my son, he lives here, so he does like the spot cleaning and stuff like that, and like some of the grunt work too. But I never want to get to the point where I can't just look at my racks without the labels and point and not know what animal is where. Because once you get to that point, like you're out of touch with your animals. Like my collection is still small enough where like if my hets get mixed up somewhere in the drawer, I see them enough where I can at least know that, okay, these are the head sunsets, these are the head labs, these are the head pines. I spend that much time in the steak room. And if I ever get away from that, I think I would sit back and do like a factory reset and figure out why I'm doing it.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
so now if I get to the point where I'm just doing this for the money, I'm gonna quit. Because there's a lot other ways to make fucking money than wait for these snakes to have fucking slugs and infertile eggs and to go through all this heartbreak of missing odds and stuff too. You know, like in order to do well in the ball pythons, you have to love it, man. Because if you're doing this thing just to flip a profit, go be a day trader. Fucking go online, learn how to do some stocks and shit too, or you know, get into some other business ventures, man. I've been in the pet industry for a long time, and everybody who comes into it with their focus of, oh, I'm going to get rich off of this, never gets rich off of it.
They're usually gone in 3 years, right?
Exactly, man. Shout out to the COVID babies, man, who fucking got in and got out without even producing an animal. You know, that sucks, but hey, man.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy, but it is what it is.
They spent their money, so thank you.
So let's see. When you started out your business, like what projects were you focused on? Like, I know you were talking about like doubles and triples and things like that. Like, when you decided, yo, High Desert Pythons LLC, your LLC or your S corp, C corp, what's that?
LLC.
Okay, so when you started that off, where were you already with your projects and everything?
So what really put it over the edge for me was a project as far as like where the clown could go, because I know Pied was popular for a long time, but I kept tired of seeing okay, I'm gonna tell you like this. You ready?
Yeah.
This is some more BS in this industry. How is everybody in the world hitting the OD, yellow belly, inchy, G-Nex Pied? So we can't hit Pompeii's to save our life, but everybody can hit OD, yellow belly, inchy, G-Nex Pieds. Like, stop the cap, bro. Like that. And everybody's stuff looks different, you know, and it's a pied. So a lot of times, if it doesn't have inchy in it, it's too washed out. It's not doing the pixelation that the yellow belly does too. So to me, that wasn't a project that I felt confident working on, those like multi-gene pied stuff. And I thought that clown would be more viable. So the first time I saw the Pompeii and I figured out and I knew what all the genes were, I didn't say to myself, I want to make a Pompeii. That's not what I said. It was, which of these genes can I add to this, subtract to, or improve on to make it a better project? You know, so the first thing I said to myself, I said, okay, yellow belly. Nah, I'm not doing that. I'm going to put asphalt into it. So that way, this was before shed testing, obviously. So sometimes you have low expression yellow belly complex animals. And if I made a mistake and had yellow belly on both sides, and now I got a 7-gene ivory clown, that ain't happening, you know? Yeah. So, Pike Line, what up, Justin? That's another guy I don't really talk to enough, man. We used to be in one group chat like years ago that I left, you know, started doing other stuff too. But that's somebody else whose brain I want to like sit down and have a phone call with, the conversation with too, man, because he's been doing his thing and he's well respected. But I digress.
Well, he's on the show next week, so that's gonna be a lot of fun, man.
Man.
Yeah, super smart, man.
That'd be cool to watch too, man, because like, a lot of people fuck with him, so. That'd be somebody I'd like to talk to too. So going back to clown. So I think clown was that recessive gene that kind of made everybody see that, hey, you can put so much stuff into here and have such a variety with the clowns. So first was yellow belly. I said, okay, boom, getting rid of that. You know, we got asphalt. And then spot nose. I was like, well, there's some other real busy pattern animals you can put in there that you don't have to worry about people crying about the wobble with, you know, because ever since that Go Herping kid was like, spiders are bad, they wobble. The spider gene just fucking went out of the the spider gene just kind of went away, and it's one of the most awesome morphs, man. And then it just I just hate the way that the PR nightmare happened to that gene.
Yeah, that could kill them, man.
So with spot nose, I was like, I like Hurricane, you know, too. And I knew about the Hurricane trick and the blitz thing too, but I just felt like even though they were the same, I felt like Hurricane was just marketed way better. You know, so you know, we still don't know if it's the same. More than likely it's the same gene. But
dude, that shit's been out for so long. I'm surprised nobody's try
More
to,
than likely,
put
it
it
is the
together.
same gene, but I
Yeah.
think Hurricane. I think there's been more time and selective breeding put into the Hurricane project, and when I started seeing like the Hurricane clown stuff, I think that people that made trick clowns and blitz clowns, the reason why they look so bad to me is because they were using blade clowns into it too, and that destroyed the pattern too. So whenever you have a pattern reducing gene like blade or inchy in these multi-gene like clown stuff, when you're trying to make a real busy pattern animal, that's like to me taken away from it,
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it's
where you put
counterproductive.
so when you would put inchy with pied when you want higher pattern stuff and less white, but if you want a busier pattern too and more noisy animal, you would keep blade and inchy out of it, with clown stuff. So and I realized that too because I made some Hurricane Blade clowns, the past couple seasons, and I was like, ugh. Blade clown has its place, but when you, like I said, when you're trying to do stuff like that, I don't think that's the smartest route to go, especially when you start stacking genes. So now you just got a line down the back of this animal and a couple teardrops, and you're trying to convince somebody that's a 4-gene clown, they're gonna look at you like you're crazy.
Yeah.
And that's thousands of dollars in price difference. So how could you
So
trust
that's
that?
the thing. That's the thing is that when you're working these genetics, you have to know what works with what,
Right.
and you have to be able to have that vision of what would go good with what. Like if you're putting a reduced pattern genetic with a high pattern genetic, you got to, what do you think is going to happen there?
And that's another reason why we need worlds first and people to show them too. So not only for the good stuff, so we know what doesn't work. We need those canaries in the mine shafts to see, okay, hey man, I appreciate you working years on this project. It looks like dog shit, but thanks for pushing it through and showing everybody,
Yeah.
I'm working on projects that may very well look like dog shit when they come out, but I'm not going to hide it either. I'm going to be like, hey, this is what happened. I failed at this project. I think it's dead. Or we can add this, and this to it. There's always going to be some positive in those kind of projects. You know what I mean? And
Yeah. When Miguel showed that DG Sunset, and I say it all the time, man, because it got a lot of heat that it wasn't like this miraculous, beautiful thing, and I'm like,
right.
dude, it's such a good foundational snake because now you have the opportunity to separate the alien heads from the dorsal and the flames from the sunset. So now you can actually add pattern into that, and it's gonna look amazing, right? And I'm not even in a DG
Right.
Sunset project, so I'm not boosting it up.
And full disclosure, I think I'm closer to Miguel than anybody else in the industry, right? As far as like geographically and friendship wise, too. So I want to just that people know that too, whatever. But that animal looks a lot better in person than in video and pictures. The pictures and the video of that animal, it really doesn't do justice.
Yeah,
Now,
that's what most
am I
combos.
saying this some blockbuster revenue thing? Fuck no, it's not. But it's a lot better than it presents a lot better in person than it does on video.
Yeah, I don't even say that it's an amazing combo. I just say it's an amazing foundation for Sunset.
It's a lot of work, dude. Sunset there's so much work to do with that project. So when I hear people go, "Oh, it's going to brown out to 500 grams," and I go, "Hey, pull out one of them adult clowns you got," and then they go stick out an adult clown, and it looks like it's in deep blue forever. You know what I mean? It's just dusty.
Yeah.
When they get that dusty look and stuff too. So I'm like you can't.
I was thinking about that the other day. How adult clowns typically are just browned out. They're beautiful.
I'll show you a 2,000-gram clown that's still orange.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So it's not all of them, but yeah, like there are some combos out there where just the clown's brown, but it is what it is. So when you started High Desert Pythons LLC, how many snakes were in your collection, and how many are you up to now?
When I started, I think when I decided to make it a business, I had about 75, and then I think now I'm somewhere close to 200.
Okay, damn, man, significant difference. So you said you don't want to get to the point where you need an employee, but I mean, I know you said your kids help out and stuff like that, but do you have a cap on the amount of animals?
My goal is to reduce my collection, probably to get to like almost like that boutique style type thing too. But when people say like when they call Ozzy a boutique breeder, he has like I think 200 something animals too. So it's not like he's got 60 animals in the closet somewhere too.
Yeah.
So just
So
the
he doesn't
way.
have Justin or Billy's fucking 2,000 animals. You know, like
Yeah,
that's
like with
gigantic.
1,500 breeder girl. Yeah, that's too crazy, man.
That's
But
crazy.
honestly, with just the way the market is going right now, these like the paycheck snakes, they just don't move like they do because it's just so saturated with everybody else selling those things now. So it's kind of hard. It's hard to sell a pastel lesser, you know,
Hey,
because
don't talk about entry lesser because Nikki T will come get you.
there's so many. No, I'm saying there's so many of those like basic incomplete dominant combos out there available that like if you got them on MorphMarket, you probably won't even show up on the first couple pages unless you're like a pro member, you know. So I think long gone are those projects now where you can stack a couple of incomplete DOMs together and kind of make a really crazy profit off of it. Where now I want to get to the point where I'm working on some like multi-recessive stuff or some high-end clown stuff where the only thing I'm moving from those projects early on are just the residuals when I miss, you know, when I hit like a spot nose head clown male. And I'm like, okay, you gotta go. You know what I mean? So all of the stuff I sell now that goes on the table when I move it close to the neighborhood are like maybe simple males, but are double head for stuff.
Right. Yeah.
You know,
So the byproduct. So you're selling, visual double heads or
right, exactly. Like the stuff like that too. So and I want to get to the point where my major lineup where maybe I had 50 breeder females. Glad I made it. What up, MJ?
Big dog.
So I want to get to the point where my breeder females, my worst female in my rack is a clown combo, you know? So like if I go, what's your worst female? Oh, this GHI stranger leopard clown female right here is trash. And then right next to her, I got a fucking enhancer G-Strike clown girl like about to go on eggs and stuff too. So that's the big goal. So I'm kind of holding back stuff like that to kind of build that army where like it's crazy. Like I still have a normal female, but the reason why, I have a normal female because when I hit a high end clown project, I don't want to sell those right away, but I'll give you some hets, you know. So I'll put it to a normal and make some GHI spot nose stranger het clowns, or I'll make some some het hellbenders or some het violators and stuff like that too when those projects hit. And I say, okay, I'll sell you the pieces to it, but I can't sell you the exact animal right now. So,
right. Well, I mean that makes sense because you want to be well established in a project before you start learning stuff, right?
Yeah, and I had no girl for a long time. You know what I mean? So she's got to be like 15 years old now. So, she and I might breed her like every 4 years for a project like that, just to kind of push them.
She earned her spot.
Yeah, she's that $100 girl has probably made me $25,000-$30,000 over the years. So
that's one, man. But you know what? It's important to have those, man. Especially like if they've been here for so long. Like, why would you even want to get rid of that?
Exactly.
So yeah, let me ask you: were you vending shows prior to High Desert Pythons, or did you start that after?
No, I've never had any desire to vend shows until last year.
Oh, you just getting started with that?
Yeah, well, because I didn't need to. Especially like early on, just I didn't really make a whole lot of clutches. Like maybe you might get 10 to 12 clutches from me out of the year, but last year I did like I think 30. But to be honest with you, it wasn't 30 like knock them out the park clutches either, because I inherited a bunch of people's collections and stuff that I already put together, but it was females I needed for future projects, but they were bred to stuff that I was like, ugh, like what the hell is this too? So I just had to do some shows to hand off a lot of like residuals and stuff like that too. So right now I'm on clutch 7. Clutch 7 should be dropping in like 2 weeks, and it's probably it has the potential to be my most expensive clutch ever. Yeah, and I think total this year I might do, if I'm lucky, I might do 15 clutches this year, and I'm happy with that.
Oh, okay.
Because it's killer shit, It's not like stuff I can be happy with. Like if I can make the same amount of money off of 10 clutches as I can with 35 clutches, why the hell do 35 clutches?
Yeah.
It makes no sense to me.
That makes good sense.
Way less work.
Yeah, way less work, lot less space.
Yeah.
I mean,
So,
yo,
and
30
that's
clutches. That's 180 babies if you're averaging six
for real,
eggs a
right?
clutch. That's
And
a lot of
then
work.
and then just a person that's been to a lot of shows, just as a customer, I did the same thing as I did as becoming like an actual breeder too and selling stuff. I was like, okay, what attracted me to people's tables? You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like when I go to a person's table, how do I interact with them? Where I was like, okay, I don't want to give this guy my money. He doesn't seem too interested. So, I would look at things like that. Like the last couple of years, I would actually be taking notes on my phone and go, okay, this guy used all the default stuff from the show, like the red and black curtains in the back and the little cloth they did. He put zero effort into it. You know what I mean? So
Okay,
this
yeah, you keep
guy
it track. That's good.
so this guy I know has been breeding for 20 years and still has deli cups. Why is he still doing deli cups? And I know he's been breeding for 20 years. You know,
Nikki talking
so
shit.
just so
They
stuff
trying to
like
buy
that too, and like people with elaborate banners attracted me to stuff like that too. So I know
right.
that when I go vending and it's me and the Avengers, and that's Troy from Best Dress, that's Andrew from Redwood, that's Jerome from No Limit, that's Jacob from Silver Serpents, you know what I mean? That's Josh
Yeah.
from Ball Python Shed and Kendall. I know when it's time for us to do stuff, we have those real big, gigantic banners. I know that it's going to bring people's attention, to our whole entire island, even though now there's 9 people competing with each other for sales.
Yeah.
But it's still,
Yeah, but yo, do you guys focus on like when you do things like that where you're vetting a show with multiple people like that? Do you guys have discussions where you're like, okay, listen, I'm gonna kind of focus on these kinds of projects? So you just like bring whatever you want, and it is
no,
what
we
it
just
is.
we bring whatever we want, because we know that a lot of us are not involved in the same projects too. So that's what
Okay.
kind of and it just worked out that way.
Yeah.
There's
So
not
by
gonna be
default, you're not really competing with each other.
yeah, there's not gonna be 3 people trying to sell Sunset Clowns together at the table. We trying to like go price war with Sunset Clowns. It's just not gonna be that. There's not gonna
Right.
be like if you want acid stuff, acid clown stuff, or stranger stuff, you're probably gonna go to Josh. You know what I mean? Not gonna come over there for me because if I got stranger shit, I'm probably not selling it. You know, I bring something cool to the table to show. So if you're looking to bring your project up and you're looking to get some quad hats or some triple hats, I'm probably gonna be the guy you go to because I might move one of those like every breeding. You know what I mean? So I might get a shed tested, I might not. So it might be triple head, pos, quad head, or something like that, or something like that at the table to boost up into a future project because that's the kind of stuff I bring to shows. Because if I have some crazy like double recessive or some crazy clown combo I wanted to sell, it'd be already gone. It wouldn't have made it to the show anyway. You
Right.
know
Yeah. So actually, what you're providing at shows is really great for entry level breeders that
exactly.
they don't have the five figures to drop on a double visual or whatever.
Right,
So
and right, and to get to that point too, where you can raise something up to get to that point, So which
Mhm.
is crazy. Last year, I had a for a real good price too. I had a double head enhancer pied up there at the table for like I think $1,200, and I didn't get a check for clown, and I had it on MorphMarket. I think I put like 1,300 on MorphMarket. It's up there for a whole year, and I was like, okay, I might get this thing shed tested. All the females from that clutch end up being head clowns. So now I got triple head too, and
yeah.
I'm bringing one of the girls still to the Pomona show, but her G stripe test is off right now. But if that bitch come back had G stripe, I'm taking off the table.
Yeah. Yo, listen,
Or I'm
people.
gonna bump the price on it if it's the smallest one out of the 3 that ends up, you know what I mean? So I just have to figure out which one I want to keep and I like too. But I've been telling people, hey man, you got these 50-50 coin tosses to get these crazy animals for these really good prices. So
Yeah, and that's the thing,
jump.
man. Depending on your resources, like yo, if you don't have a lot of money, take shots on those double and pos triple pos quad hats because yo, you got people pulling stuff out the bag, and they only spent $800 on a pair, shit like that. You can't just be, you can't want the best of the best and then not be able to afford the best of the best. You got to get in where you fit in and roll the dice.
Yeah, and that's why too. And then I've been real fortunate to have foresight with some of these projects that I know I was too late to get in on. Like I know getting into DG Clown project, I knew there's no way I was gonna have produce my own DG Clowns in the past, like this year or last year or the year before, right? So I was just like, well, if I'm getting to this project, I might as well hit the triple recessive or the quad recessive. So I started getting like triple head hypo stuff, hypo DG clown stuff, and like G stripe DG clown stuff like that too. So I know that when it's time for me to start hitting these triples, that I would still make just regular DG clowns, but that would be my byproduct, and I would move that. And it's not like I needed to move a bunch of Desigos clowns, because there's people right now doing Desigos clown, and then just throwing them out there, you know. So and then the price of those are plummeting too. But it's not because, well, it has something to do with the economy, but also too the project is getting really, really saturated now too. So
Supply and demand.
If you're not putting more genes into it or kind of adding more stuff to it, then like if you're just now still just, if your goal this year is to produce a DG clown to make money off of DG clowns, you missed the boat.
Yeah, you got to be looking way further than that.
Dude,
so yeah, when you're producing clutches, so you're focused more on the higher end stuff. So when you're focused on your clutches, are you predicting like the value per clutch?
Oh yeah, I'm actually looking at like probably like the median, because I know my luck and I know the odds gods that can't stand my black ass. So I'm not going to a clutch going, oh, I'm about to hit the triple off of these like that too. You know, I'm about to kill these 1 in 64 odds. Yeah.
Well, no, what I'm saying is like, okay, so you put this and this together, and then like, worst case scenario, you know, the clutch is maybe worth $5,000, right? Best case scenario might be worth 60 grand. Like, do you do that? Do you speculate the value of what your clutch could be?
Yeah, to an extent, but I know it has to be something that I'm working on to further my end goal with these projects too. So that's probably my secondary goal. My first goal is to see, hey, is this animal going to give me one step further until the end goal for this project? And then secondly, if it doesn't, if I miss odds on that and I had to go, will I be able to sell these things too? That's the second question I got to ask myself too, because if I miss terribly and can't sell them, you know, I don't want to hold on to all these animals either. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to
actually, that's great. That leads me right into my next question. So, have you built relationships with people for like a wholesale type situation, where maybe like the byproduct of what you're trying to make is so low that you're just like, I'd rather wholesale it? Have you made any relationships like that?
Well, I have a lot of people on my Patreon that if I get to a point where I have a lot of like wholesale animal stuff like that too, literally I'll be like, hey, I got these 25 animals right here, and I'll give them the whole list. And then I'm like, yeah, I'm not going to shed test these. I don't have the time to. They don't help me in my projects any. And I'll just go, okay, fucking this whole group right here, $600 ship. And then somebody messes me right away. I'll box all them bad boys up and send it to them.
Oh, cool, man.
And then a lot of times they'll raise up a male themselves and then prove it out on their own, or get it shed tested. But like, hey, I shed tested this guy. He never being, you know, inchy spot nose double head DG clown, and you know, thanks for, you know, and it works out because I really don't have the space or the time for that too. And it helps get somebody into that project a little bit faster, instead of like, you know, waiting around for the right animal too. So a lot of times it's a gamble, and sometimes it works out and sometimes it doesn't. But I think with the amount of animals they get, it kind of nets neutral, where, you know what I mean? It kind of makes sense. So I'm glad I can do that for a lot of people, and like have them get into some projects that way as well, who would normally don't have like that bigger budget.
Yeah, man. Let's talk about your Patreon real quick, man, since you brought it up. So what do you like? How many tiers do you have, and like what are you offering for Patreon members?
So all the Patreon members, aka the League of Assassins, because you know I'm Ray Shagul of the group. You know what I mean? So because I make that black magic happen. You know, so the head tier is $5. That's just, hey, I see what you're doing. I really don't think I can get much out of a group like that, but I want to just show you that I got your support and stuff too. So the head tier group, whenever I have stuff available, my Patreon members get it first, and you're just third in line for what I have available, you know. Then the next is the Powerhouse group. That's the $20 tier. That I think that's the most popular group chat that we have right now. So in that group chat, it's like a big think tank of like Morph ID, just stuff going on in the reptile industry, stuff that I get back from, you know, information. So like if I do a trip down to Justin's and I'm picking Justin's brain for an hour and you're not in his Patreon, I'll come back and be like, hey, this is what I learned when I was over there. This will be talked about, things like that too. So so whenever I go to a show, I bring back all the info I got from that show. And so it's just me bringing all the information back to the guys who don't have access to all the stuff I have access to, so and it's a real dope group. Like people always posting their clutches, and I was yelling at everybody because I'm like, "Hey, did this thing shed first?" And they're like, "Well, no, like to let the bitch shed, and then we can come back and morph ID these things." So it's a good time, and then they get merch and stuff like that too that no one has. They get shirts and mugs and stickers too, and then the VIP tier is $50. Along with everything else, what I do with that tier, everybody from the VIP tier has my personal number. We call and talk snakes for hours throughout the week too, and trust me, those motherfuckers use that shit too. Because holy shit, But it's dope though. But I like that they can, that they can just call me. We can shoot the shit and take care of stuff like that. Text me directly with Morph ID stuff or business related questions, or a lot of people in the VIP group will go, hey, I'm searching for this combo right here. If you don't have it, can it be a second set of eyes and talk to some people and see if we can get some prices done too? And I'm like, cool. So I got people that are like, hey, I found this one. Are you friends with this guy? Can you talk to this guy for me? And I'm like, yeah, hey, I got a Patreon guy who saw the price of this. Can you help him out with the price some? Cool. I'll take $500 off of it. All right, cool. You know what I mean? So that's valuable in itself, saving hundreds of dollars every time they can purchase, me calling somebody on your behalf and vouching for your character because of someone I've been talking to for months, so that's that. And also I have a giveaway. So every 90 days, as long as you've been a VIP member for 3 months, we do like a big giveaway. So, and at the end of the year, I do a more viable giveaway where the animal's worth over $3,000.
Fuck, that's dope.
So we
man.
do like that too. So I think like the end of this year, I'm going to do a crazy giveaway too. And I think the next one's going to be September. So as long as you're in the VIP for 90 days, because a lot of people, I don't want you to get in, pay your $50, win, and then be like, I'm out.
Deuces, bro.
Well, and people, and early on, people did do that. And I won't never talk to them again.
Yeah,
so
up,
like,
man,
dude, you're a freaking dirtbag, bro. You know what I mean? So, and end up being people that's not around at all now, anyway. So people that got in early that they don't even deal with snakes anymore, and they got a quick come up, and now it's just kind of me showing a thank you to those people. But now you got to be at least 90 days in to be a part of it, So
yeah, that's a big. You're shooting yourself in the foot with that kind of mindset, bro. Because
because
people acknowledge that, and they keep that in the back of their head every time they see you, and they're gonna look at you and be like, "Yo, man, that's that dude,"
Right, and then I don't do crazy amount of clutches, so sometimes I'll fall behind on the giveaways too. And even some people who left the Patreon, I'll keep them in the group and mark down where they were, and I'll still, hey, if I owe you a giveaway chance, they still stay in the group until that time is over, and I'm like, okay, this is your last one. You canceled your membership X amount of time ago, so I still honor those people too. You know what I mean? So if you put your time in, and you paid your time in, and you fell on hard times, or the economy isn't doing the way you want it to be, or you're not doing that well in sales, like I left a lot of people's Patreon too, man. And there's no hard feelings, So you just got to do what you got to do, and if it's not working out for you, that's fine, But hey, if you drop in and want to try it out for a bit, and you want to upgrade later on down the line, that's cool too, And
Patrick says he needs a shirt.
I got you, big dog. Well, he's hooking it up too, so I'm gonna get on Patrick in a bit about what I got going on for Tinley. So so yeah, if you leave the Patreon, man, like I'm not gonna ignore you at shows or not sell you nothing or fucking be mad at you. You know what I mean? It's still all love, man. And,
listen, at the end of the day, the Patreons are a great educational thing too, because you're learning a lot of stuff, right? And if you feel like you've learned what you need to learn, or maybe you run into hard times financially, you shouldn't feel any kind of way about not being in a Patreon. Anyway.
Right. And I think people that guilt other people into not being their Patreon, dude, don't be an asshole, man. Like you don't understand what's going on with certain people. I left a lot of people's Patreons when my dad died because like I literally had to get that money up to pay for his funeral and stuff like that too. And there's people I still haven't talked to since I left their Patreon, So it was
what was the thought process behind you wanting to start the Patreon? Like what brought you to that decision to even start it?
once I got out there in popularity, it was just I just couldn't handle the 2 a.m. DMs and calls and Morph ID stuff from a bunch of people I never talked to or never sold an animal to and things like that. And I was just like, a couple of people who were just messaging me all the time. I was like, hey man, if I started a Patreon where I can like coordinate my time to doing certain things with certain people, would you be interested in that? And some people told me to go fuck myself, and I was like, well, that's fine. And then other people was like, hell yeah, it's a dope idea. And I really didn't really think. I kind of had imposter syndrome for a long time because I know how I felt about people having Patreon, and I thought, and don't get me wrong, I talk shit about people having Patreon too, but I didn't think in my mind those people had any value to bring to the community. But also, who the fuck am I to say that about somebody? You know what I mean? Everybody in this industry has something you need to bring along. So, and if you can monetize that, your time is important, man. Just like everybody else's. We got families, we got full-time jobs, we got bills to pay like everybody else. So why wouldn't you better monetize the time you're spending on stuff? You know, if you send me a clutch of 10 animals and you have no fucking idea what those things are, and I spend 4 hours going through MorphMarket, going through Instagram and Facebook, and I spent 4 hours with you, like I shouldn't be compensated for that.
Yeah.
Tough, you know, like YouTube is free. So if you think you can get all the same information on YouTube, then take your ass on YouTube then. It's no different. You know what I mean? So and that's fine too. But I was seeing people complain when Justin made a Patreon. Oh, Justin's fucking greedy. He just want to milk this thing for every dollar he can, and blah blah blah. And when Miguel started a Patreon, it was like, no offense, but you couldn't pay me to listen to what Miguel had to say. And I'm like, you guys are wild for even thinking like that.
Well, here's the thing, man. That's a negative mindset to begin with, right? And that's already a disservice to yourself to think that way. But at the end of the day, like typically, people with no money talk shit about people that have money that are doing stuff with it. So you just got to recognize people for who they are, let them be who they want to be, and keep it moving, right?
Dude, no one that's doing better than you is gonna ever talk shit about you.
Yeah. Big facts, man.
Hey, I'm gonna switch over to my to the camera, to the phone mic real quick, because the phone's about to die. So I'm gonna try to charge it up real quick, okay?
Yeah, go ahead, do your thing, man. Yo, I hope you guys are loving this episode with Antoine. I hope you guys are learning some stuff. Definitely high energy, definitely good information. If you're not a part of Antoine's Patreon and you're interested in joining that, make sure you go over there and check that out. You're definitely gonna get your money's worth. You good?
Sound good? Can you hear me?
Yeah. I hear you great.
Okay, cool. All right. Is there any difference or no?
No, it sounds good. Sounds good.
Yeah, so that's the Patreon, man. We got, I think at the highest I had about 50 members, which is real manageable. And I think right now we just tone a line of like 30. So it's a really, really manageable amount of people. And I think that I would cap it off at like 100 if it really got super, super popular, because I don't want people to feel like they're like lost in the system with different Patreons, because that's how I felt when I was in a bunch of other Patreons too. You know what I mean? I just felt like I was like almost like just in the background, you know?
Yeah. But, and then you got to battle with people for the spotlight, which is not what you're in Patreon.
It's also coming from somebody who really didn't need that much attention as everybody else, but I just want to make sure people don't feel like they're like just a number or just like some dollar pledge on my stuff too. So I try to stay as active as I can in the group chats, and whenever people call me, whatever, I make sure I give them my full attention, so.
Yeah, and that's important, man, at the end of the day, because that's what people are there for, man, to get your attention, to have you help them and guide them on their journey into whatever they're trying to accomplish. So yeah, that's big, man. So go ahead.
Are you going to Tenley?
I'm gonna try, man. Yo, I gotta move. Honestly, I gotta move in like the next like 30 days. So I'm definitely got to go to Daytona, because that's my backyard. It'd be really stupid for me not to go there. But October is shortly after that, so I'm gonna try, man. I'm gonna try my best to get out there.
Well, Tenley's gonna be the big event in the whole entire year, right?
And listen, I want to see people get their ass whooped. Talk about that for a second.
Possibly the decade, man. So
You got some stuff going on
I
where
don't have my list in front of me, but I'll make a bigger announcement with the card we have coming up soon. So for those of you who don't know, 2 years ago, myself and my good friend John Feely was like, you know what, man, we've been talking about like every year at Reptile shows, we talk about doing like a charity boxing thing to raise money for US ARC or something along those lines too. And I was like, dude, there's no way you're gonna get a bunch of fucking reptile nerds to punch each other in the face and put on boxing gloves. They're gonna pull out of the fight, they're gonna no-show the head up too. But I was like, a happy medium with that would be maybe have like grappling matches, and then we could do a thing where we have like breeders do like our sponsor shorts and have different breeders sponsor certain parts of the event, and all those proceeds go to US ARC. Mm-hmm. So we decided that we're going to do a grappling match, no time limit, submission only grappling match. And we did like a whole press run for it almost for like 6 or 7 months. We were on everybody's podcast for it. We got different breeders to get their logos put on our shorts. So we got that done, donated that money to US ARC, and then we auctioned off our shorts to US ARC as well. Nice. So this year, I want to have 5 matches total, like a 5-match card. The convention center actually let us use the ballroom. So the ballroom we do the auction at the night before, we're going to use that as our big venue. So, we got an actually legit grappling mat done with different breeders' logos on it and stuff too. I'm gonna surprise you guys later on who actually got it. So it's gonna look badass. I got Dollar Mirror to do it for us. So we get it shipped to Patrick. So it'll be in Chicago area. He can just bring it to the venue. It's gonna be dope, man. So I'm gonna announce the fight card, I think next week, the full card. And you're gonna have the opportunity to contact each individual that's competing, get your logo put on their shorts. So it'll be $200 for a logo on the front or the back. And if you want to cross their butt, it'll be $500. So that's gonna be almost $3,000 per competitor. It's gonna be live stream on my YouTube channel. All the super chats will go towards US ARC. And at the live venue itself, it's going to be $20 at the door, I'm thinking right now. So that admission fee, 100% of the admission fee will go towards US ARC as well. So I want to do $100,000 this year for US ARC. That's my goal.
That's amazing, man. And you know what? I think a good part of being a successful business is giving back to the industry and giving back to the people of the industry and all the things that matter, right? It's not just about being money hungry and I own a business and it's all about just me getting money. It's not about that. It's more than that, right?
When I was listening to, I forget what podcast Phil was on a couple of years ago, but he said the lawyers were like $900 an hour, dude. I was like, that's some Nino Brown fucking crime syndicate lawyer. That's expensive. $900 an hour is crazy, So, yeah. And being a nonprofit or however they identify as, man, I know that's kind of hard to raise money like that too. You can't sell but so many T-shirts and memberships all the time,
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. No. So, but yeah, that's the thing, man. You got to have people within the industry working together, for the cause at the end of the day. I'm a little guy. I'm not doing much of anything right now. Honestly, most of my breeding stuff is just holdbacks. I got that 5-10 year plan. But at the end of the day, I still got this up here because I want people to see like support US ARC is very important,
And when they were saying that, when you like go to shipping websites and you and you uncheck the little dollar thing, they said like 90% of the people who ship animals uncheck that dollar for US ARC.
It's $1.
It's $1, bro. Like it's $1. So if more people just ship stuff off and just decide to leave that thing checked and put the extra $1 in, we'd be doing a lot better than we are right now. So I just thought that was crazy, man. So
real quick.
Was that?
No, I was gonna get into something else. Go ahead. What were you gonna finish up with?
Yeah, so I think it's gonna be a good venue, man. And like I said, I got a strong goal of 100K, and it's gonna put some of these smaller breeders and some of these guys on the map as far as like putting themselves out there. And if US ARC can fight for us, man, we should be able to fight for them too. Like literally fight for them. So,
yeah, literally. Yeah. Yo, you gonna be refereeing or you got some referees?
So John Feely's gonna do the commentary right now, and I think I'm probably gonna end up doing a referee unless I get a big match. Like I've been gunning for a certain somebody's head right now, and he's kind of going radio silent. But I told him, I was like, hey man, let me know if I'll lose the weight. I got months down, man. I'll drop the weight for this match, So, but I think that it's like I'm one of probably the most advanced like people like in this industry as far as like grappling. It's like maybe 3 or 4 other jiu-jitsu black belts and like higher level grapplers too. So I also don't want it to be unfair. I want it to look somewhat competitive too. You know, so I want some of these people, like when you see them face off, I want you to be like, man, I don't know.
Listen, man, not gonna lie, I would like to see maybe you and Miguel against each other. I don't know if that's who you're shooting for, but in my head, I'd like to see you and Miguel.
No, I would fuck Miguel up. So
yeah.
I'm just gonna be honest with you. Yeah, so it'll be like, you ever see like an eagle playing with a mouse? It'll look like that. So
like a 10-second match.
Well, I mean, but not like Miguel's a blue belt in jiu-jitsu.
No, that's why I said that. Yeah, I know. He knows
what he's doing. But it just wouldn't even be like, it wouldn't even be competitive. You know, like I had to, sorry, John, but I had to like dumb down the John Feely match to like make it prolonged so we could like get more super chat money. They had to like lay there and shit too, and it's just, you know, so
damn, John, if you're listening, man.
Well, and then, but he lasted longer than fucking JT from Rep the Chip. He got choked out almost like 2 minutes in. So, but so I mean, we still got a lot of logistics to take care of, like as far as that goes. So, hopefully, I'm announcing like a full card real soon. Hey, what's up?
Are you gonna do an entry fee for spectators?
Yeah, like once you're in the door there, I'm trying to do, it's like $20 a head. Like I said, it's literally all going to like Phil Goss and those guys like right away. So like when you put your money down or you pay your little $20, I'm literally handing it straight to US Arc. So salute
to you for even thinking about doing it.
Huh?
I said salute to you for even thinking about putting something together like this.
Yeah, like, man, I'm still trying to get a coordinator. I'm still doing this big move and in the middle buying this house, and it's gonna be an ass kicker for me too. But I'm gonna get through it, man, and make it happen. So
yeah, that's dope, man. So let's get back to man. What does like 5 years down the road look like for High Desert Pythons? What you got planned? What's in the books?
Like I said, 5 years down the road, I want a much smaller collection, and I'm doing, and hopefully in my eyes, I want to be doing like 50K clutches. Like, you know, like if I can't pull at least 50K total in sales from clutches, because I'm trying to build up my projects now too, you know what I mean? And I want to sit there, like, my biggest dilemma, I want to be looking at my adult female rack and going, okay, man, do I really need this female? Is it time to move her yet? You know what I mean? Battling with myself as far as that goes. So just, you know, not a whole lot of clutches every year, something super manageable. Just because I'm working on retiring from the military aviation, and I'm starting a vending machine business. I moved back to North Carolina. The jiu-jitsu gym, hopefully, is popping right at that point. I actually just signed on with a sports agency. So Iridium Sports Agency has like more fighters in the UFC than any other agency, and I'm going to be their East Coast representative. I'm still doing fight promotion, the vice president of 559 Fights. I'm the matchmaker for Uriah Favors A1. I'm the matchmaker for Sean Merriman's Lights Out Fighting in San Diego. So I'm still going to have all of those positions and jobs that I'm doing right now when I'm on the East Coast. So I'm just going to have my hand into a lot of hats. So I want to still make sure, doing all of that, I still know what my snakes look like. I still have a relationship with all of my animals. So
yeah, listen, if you're out there and you think you're doing too much, just think about Antoine and then get to work.
I think, you know, and it just, and people be like, oh my God, Antoine, he must have so much money. No, I have all these jobs because I'm terrible with saving money. I'm so bad at money, yo.
Okay, so listen, everybody out there, you want to start a business, you got to have, what Antoine is saying right now is you need money management skills. So make sure you focus on that.
You need money management skills. I'm in my 40s and I'm still bad at it. I'm a lot better than I was, but I still need work, bro.
Yo, that's crazy, man.
Strippers and cocaine don't pay for themselves, man. You know. No.
Yeah. Hey, listen, don't do that. Okay,
just kidding. Funny style.
Yeah, be careful, bro. Be careful, bro. You get us canceled. You're like, I didn't even say it, but you still cancel, right? Fuck you. So So yo, let's see, man. We're kind of getting close towards the end of the 2 hours. Let's get into just a couple more business things. Like, if someone wants to if someone wants to start a business in the reptile industry, let's say they've been breeding small scale for a little while. Um, oh no, as a matter of fact, you know what? I did this with Jeremy last week, and I kind of like it, man. It's gonna be cool to get different perspectives. So let's say you've acquired information, you've done your research, you're ready to pull the trigger. You have no animals right now. You got 5 grand. And I say 5 grand because it's something that the average person could get their hands around. Why are you shaking your head? We didn't even finish yet.
Go ahead. I'm going.
You got 5 grand. What you doing with it?
5 grand.
5 grand. You're getting into projects. What are you doing? You buying triple heads? You buying pos heads? What are you buying? Visual heads?
Man, 5 grand. I'm going in with 2 other people on a powerhouse, man.
Okay.
$5,000.
Nah, yo, that's good. That's good. That's good. I love that you just said that. So working together with people. Go ahead.
I want to touch on that real quick, guys. Breeding projects and breeding loans can be fucking nightmares. Okay, let's be honest. Like, breeding projects with people and going on to can be nightmares when it's somebody who you really don't mess with or trust in real life. And a lot of times I see these these issues, or you letting someone control a program that really you can kind of tell the writing was on the wall. They were 1 foot out of the game, or they were doing it for the wrong reasons. So a lot of breeding projects I have with people is like, one, I don't gamble more than I can afford to lose. I'm not going to ever send a female somewhere for a breeding project that I went on with somebody with, that if something happens to that animal, I'm going to be ruined. That's silly.
Yeah.
That makes no sense at all. Oh, I just sent this DG puzzle female to somebody, and oh man, she got RI and died. No! If that animal, if the most valuable animals in your collection should stay in your collection, because no one's going to take care of your stuff better than you. That's just how it works, So I think there's just a lot of vetting that has to go involved with these projects, and you have to have contingency plans. Okay, if my animal and this person care, the animal gets sick, do they have the means to take it to the vet? If the very, very last resort, this animal needs to go to the vet, do they have the means to get this animal to the vet? If there's problems with like do you have an ultrasound? Because first of all, when you're doing a high-end project, you should definitely have an ultrasound too. Right? So, I can palpate stuff. It's cool, it's fine, and it's dandy, but that's still human error involved. But when you have a working ultrasound system, you actually know what's going on. You can mark down exact follicle sizes, and you're not estimating, So when I have busy males, I only do, if it's a proven breeder female, I only do 3 pairs, 18 millimeters, 25 millimeters, and 30 millimeters. That's it. No more, no less. If it's one I'm trying to get started, or I know has all the other prerequisites to breed, like the weight, the age, and stuff like that too, I do a couple of locks just to get them going. But once they get that follicle growth, man, they get in those 3 main key ties, and then that's it.
Yeah. So you're saying definitely work with people. So talk about some of the good aspects of breeder loans and working with other people.
Well, so you can get in on, especially if it's a project that you didn't jump on early on. You can get into big projects at a fraction of the price, and you can kind of help correct the market that way to when, if it was something you liked maybe 2 seasons ago that was almost double in price. So let's say now you only put in, okay, let's just say, for example, let's say 5 grand, right? So 5 grand, you got maybe, let's just say, for example, a stranger leopard het clown. Let's say that, right? Proven breeder, stranger leopard. I don't know what they're worth right now. Let's just use this number right here too. Now, you got 5. You don't have 5 grand, but let's say you and a couple of friends go 3-4 ways on this animal, but you have the females to produce the visual version of it and to make better animals out of it too. So you split that 5 grand animal up 4 ways. You're gonna make such a bigger profit now, even when that value of that big gene goes down, you'll still be good financially because you didn't put that whole 5 grand into it yourself, if that makes sense. I don't know if I'm explaining it right.
No, yeah. What you're saying is if you already have females lined up, working with maybe a few friends at like 1250 each to get that
Yeah,
5 grand together, right? Get that powerhouse male, then put it, each of you has a female in line for it, right?
right.
And then you're all producing animals that are going to benefit you long term. That isn't going to hurt your pocket if the price dips a little bit because you're all in for 1250 instead of the whole 5.
Exactly. And then now, let's say, let's say best case scenario, you do get the best visual version of that animal after you breed that year. Now you got this really, really nice animal that now you can still use him to upgrade your projects and put it to some other females and make money off of that on the side and just kind of raise your income that way, So it's just, it can be a great thing. It's just, I think I've seen it go awry when just people's egos got involved in it too. Like some guys, they get to the point where they get super money hungry and they get dishonest and things like that too. So now the projects I have over here, as soon as that girl's done ovulating, she's gone. So like you get your female back. I'm not gonna like go, oh, she laid X amount of stuff, so you can sit there and go, you trying to tell me this 3,000 grand female only laid 6 eggs? Really? You sure you ain't do nothing? No, I don't want that out in anybody's mind. Because sometimes you get people playing like that, but there's always truth and jokes too.
Yeah.
So
then let me ask you this. Then let me rephrase the question. So somebody that wants to take it more serious, they don't have any animals yet. How much money should they maybe have or work towards saving to get into it on their own without having to work with anybody? What would be like a number that somebody would say like, I want to shoot for this?
I think right now to get to a project where it's going to be somewhat profitable, because now you're saying the business word. I say 15K, bro.
Okay.
Yeah, because anything below that, you're like, unless you have like a real big clientele or stuff you can get off and you're killing it at the shows, you're not going to do well, man. So I think other than like marketing yourself correctly, putting yourself out there, a 15K project to get you started be enough. So by the time it does breed, even when the price dips on it a little bit, you'll still be in that kind of safe zone. So
right. Yeah. Generate your money back. Got you. Are you so right now you have animals that you sell and you generate income from. You have the Patreon that you generate income from. Are there any other things that you're working with, whether it be like Coco or Da Vinci Boa or any other things that you're working with to generate income for the business?
No, not really. Like I said, just really animal sales and Patreon and that's really it. Because like I'm not really relying on this to pay bills.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? To me, the animal sales go towards me funding bigger projects. That's what it goes for.
Right. So you're reinvesting consistently.
Yeah. They reinvest in most of the stuff too, and kind of figuring out my new direction with that. But the Pomona show, the stuff I'm putting up for sale, that's not on my MorphMarket. I'm actually it's a lot of stuff that I know I can do without, but it's gonna fund my move. So like I have to like buy a house inside like the next 90 days and stuff too, and it's a lot of expenses of moving across country and moving this big old house. Like my house 3,500 square foot, so 3,500 square feet of house stuff is an expensive move.
Yeah, sure is, bro.
So it's gonna be crazy. So yeah, just to have a nice little cushion when it's time to travel, because the end of August I'm headed over there first to get established and kind of start looking at some houses, start my job. And then October time frame, I'll come get my son in the house and the dogs and everything too. So
yeah, that's awesome, man. Actually, you're going to North Carolina, right? So yep, I think Matt from American Made Exotics is out there too, man. Maybe y'all should.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So is SS Scales is out there. I know Leviathan. I don't know if either they're from North Carolina or they live close to that area. I think several on the lines, but they're a couple of hours from where I'm going to be at. There's a lot of guys in Virginia. I'll be 3 hours from. So
Flawless is in South Carolina, so not too far. Let's give out some flowers real quick, man. So who do you go to when you're looking for advice or guidance on something?
Man, there's so many people for certain things, because like I know people so well. I kind of know what their situations are, and I kind of know what kind of niche they have. So it could be anything from like I'll text Justin at random times. I'm fortunate enough where if I can send Justin a text, he responds like right away. Billy, I would probably say Billy is responsible for bringing me up the most out of everybody else, because when I started my YouTube channel and Instagram, he was constantly like reposting my stuff and like giving me shout outs and things like that too. And I'm real grateful for Billy, man, because he still hooks me up with like super crazy projects. And anytime like I see something from his video pop up, I call him, hey Billy, you just cut this yesterday's video. Is anything available? He's like, yeah, man, let me know what you want. And then boom, it's just like that, I look at a video a couple weeks later, my name is on the animal's tub and shit. So that's kind of cool. So like Billy, Justin, Levance from Straight Fire, close to him, he's real dope, man. He's been real helpful with projects and stuff too. And as far as like this philosophy of like just being an overall entrepreneur, Levance is really good with that, man. Levance will tell you something, and Levance is like a kung fu teacher from back in the day. He won't tell you the direct answer, but he'll give you some like parable, and you be like, bro, that makes so much sense. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, make you think about the answer to a stick in there, right?
He's always good with that, man. So Levance is like my kung fu teacher, man. So and then as far as like somebody to emulate as being like successfully financially and like getting it out the mud, I always use Miguel as that example too, so like so many people act like Miguel is just this rich asshole that appeared out of the blue and just started buying up a bunch of snakes and stuff like that too, when Miguel came from humble beginnings too, you know what I'm saying? Like he came from like he didn't have the best education, you know what I mean? So he tells a story about like him and his wife living with their uncle and stuff like that, you know what I mean? And just getting out there and hitting the ground running, man. So that hustle and that grind of like what the real American dream is supposed to be, that's what I admire about, Miguel. So, and he always has the best advice for me. Whenever he answers his phone, you know how he be busy.
Yeah, I've heard stories. It takes a little minute to get in touch, but when you get in touch, it's worth it.
Yeah. So like I say, so Miguel, Justin, Billy, Levance, a lot of those guys I'm super close to. And then a lot of people that I consider like my peers that I talk to all the time, like KG&D from Bomb Projects, that's like my family, you know what I mean? So we chop it up all the time. My very best friend probably in the reptile industry is Jakendall Joyner from Sick with the Ball Pythons. So like I talk to him more than I talk to my siblings. So,
it happens like that, man.
And it's also somebody that he needs to be on. We have like a lot of projects together too, you know what I mean? So because we trust each other that much, you know what I mean? So like he'll call me about something he likes online. I'm like, hey man, send me 500. I want to get this mail. And then I'm like, all right, don't think of nothing of it. And then 2 years later, I got like this fucking gene-packed animal that he just sent me this female from. Here, this is what your $500 got you 2 years ago. Here's this. I'm like, cool, bet. And it's something I can use this season, and it's always, and it's the same thing with him. I'm like, hey man, send me $1,000 for this because I'm short $1,000. I want to get this project. And then now, even though he probably only contributed 10% to this project, literally every time I get something from that animal, I kind of split it down the middle with him and give it to him. That's my thanks to him for looking out.
Yeah, it's amazing, man. So building these relationships is like, bro, on a scale from 1 to 10, building relationships with people in the industry is a 10, bro.
It's definitely a 10, man. So and let's not get it twisted. There's people who absolutely can't stand me, and I'm aware of that, but I don't give a shit. And there's a couple of people in the industry that if I saw them in person, I'd probably bust their fucking shit open too. And they know that. That's why they don't show up to certain places too, So
it's about finding your tribe. It's not about being friends with everybody. It's about finding your tribe and the people that relate with you and and on the same vibrational frequency,
Yeah, and there's people I don't fuck with at all, but I respect the hell out of them. There's some people I know that personality-wise we just don't mesh for whatever reason. And dude, you can't. First of all, you don't have to like everybody, and everybody don't have to like you, man. Like my favorite saying in this industry came from my boy MJ, man. He said, "If everybody fucks with you, you're phony." Everybody, bro. Like, dude, the one day I heard him say on the podcast, I had the little dude Weebay from The Wire. He was like, "Ooh, shit!" Like I had that moment and shit. I was like, that makes so much sense, man, because I used to concentrate so much on like a negative comment, and that shit would just ruin my fucking day. Like I have 100 good comments of somebody saying something negative about a video I posted, and then now I'm dwelling on that one person instead of being the other way around.
Yeah, no, man, you got to count
You
your
know,
blessings before anything else, bro.
exactly, man. So
100%.
yeah, I do stay neutral. I do stay neutral between a lot of reptile people beefs and stuff too. And I let them know, hey, look, man, I fuck with you and I fuck with you. And like, I think the best thing for me to do is just shut up about it and stay out of it too. Because I
Yeah,
honestly
the
think,
only thing that really grinds my gears is like, yo, it's okay to have negative thoughts, right? And it's okay to not like somebody. But when
right,
you know, when that's your whole atmosphere is just that, it's like,
yeah.
come on, man, that's draining, bro. It's draining. It got to be draining for the person. You know what I mean?
Well,
But it is
dude,
what it is, man.
dude, like I said, I got in this industry because I love the animals. You know what I mean? So like,
Mhm.
I was that. You know, like everybody that's in this industry, when you're around like your neighborhood, like if they don't call you, if they don't, but hey, that's the snake guy right there, or something like that, then you're not doing enough, man. You know?
Yeah. Hey, so last thing, man, before we get into this giveaway stuff, um, new breeder wants to take it more serious. What's the best advice you got for them?
Um, Best advice for a new breeder.
Yeah, they want to take it more serious, take it as a business, take it to the next
Is
level.
so the one thing is learn and understand how the market is working right now. You know, and when I say that, I know that's a broad
That's very broad.
sentence, but I mean it that way because it covers a lot of stuff. So you should be going on MorphMarket, looking how prices have risen and dumped on certain projects. You know, you should be know how to market yourself, know how to present yourself on social media, you know how to make certain posts where you're not pissing everybody off and making some stupid memes about reptile shows that MorphMarket, stuff like that. You know what I mean? So learn your audience and realize that like these reptile people is a bunch of sensitive ass fucking people, man. You know, like fucking like the littlest thing set them off. All of us are autistic, and fucking realize that like learn your audience, man. So it's just a lot of stuff you got to do, but in the big scheme of things too, man, learn your market, learn the people, learn the animals, learn the trends,
Build relationships.
build relationships, bro.
Yeah, that's good, man. Yo, listen, man. This 2 hours felt like 10 minutes, dog. Not even gonna lie to
It
you.
was fun. I got these rib. I seasoned some ribeyes before we got on, so I'm ready to flip these.
Yeah, your boy don't eat meat, bro. So I don't get excited for that. If you told me that was some portobello mushrooms, I've been like, fuck yeah, let's get
Nice.
it. Yo, are
You
you
100% vegan?
I still do cheese and eggs.
Okay, cool.
So yeah,
Yeah,
that's about it.
I need to cut down a whole lot, but I feel like at the end of the work week I deserve a steak for my.
Yeah, real quick, you know what fuck with me is that they're starting to put the mRNA vaccine into the meat that people are eating, and they're actually doing it to the vegetables too. So I'm not even safe. And when I start looking at things like that, like it's a little concerning. But that's a whole nother different podcast.
Yeah, last time I talked about that, that video was taken down. So,
Oh, word.
yep, yeah, I
Yeah. Well,
talked about it on the pod. It got demonetized and it got taken down. So
damn. Well, hopefully, me just
we'll
saying
get
that
into that.
didn't fuck you up.
We'll get into that on the phone one day. What happened to me and all that shit too. So we'll talk about
Yeah.
all that.
All right, so listen, guys. If you're in the chat, 35 of you still here. Super appreciative. Appreciate you being here. If you're new here, we do a giveaway at the end of every show where we give away a T-shirt, and sometimes the guests give stuff away too, which Antoine is giving away 50% off anything on his MorphMarket. But you only got 3 weeks to do it. So if you don't have any money and you're not
So
going to have any in 3 weeks,
so here's the stipulations to that right now. So if you're here, I'm going to screenshot what's on there right now, and it'll be 50% off whatever's on there right now because I'm not going to give you half off a $10,000 snake in 3 weeks. I'm not doing that. So no, so I'm gonna screenshot it right now, and I'll send you that so you can have a record of that too, and then and it's also free shipping as well. So I'll cover the shipping, and then when weather permits, you'll get your animal,
that's
and
super
it has
dope.
to be like and it has to be paid in full too. I'm not payment planning no $400 animal. No, pay for the damn animal. If it's a good, if it's a good value animal, pay for the damn thing up front. You'll give me some time, message me, let me know what you want to do, and I'll work with you.
Yeah, super dope, man. Small contingencies for a dope offer. So, this. Oh yeah, if you're new here, this is gonna be the shirt that we give away at the end of every show. My favorite reptile podcast T-shirt with the black and white, and then it'll say episode number 9. High Desert Pythons. That's my model, Pat from Dragon Soul Reptiles. Thank you, Pat, for modeling for me. I appreciate you, big dog.
That picture crazy.
Fucking yo, Pat's a good guy, man. I love this guy. This is in no way disrespectful. This is 100% love. So
Yo,
don't
you got
get
to
it.
see me that picture so I can make that his picture when he calls me and shit, man.
Yo, yeah, I got you, bro. Don't even worry about it. Is he in the chat talking shit now? Nah, he's
Probably.
not. Okay. All right. So listen, I used to do emojis, but then I realized that not every Android user has the iPhone emojis. So now we do hashtags. So I'm gonna say 3 hashtags. First 5 people that say this guy Ray. First 5 people that write the 3 hashtags in the comments will get put on this little spin the wheel. And whatever number it lands on will be the winner of the T-shirt. And then I'll let Antoine pick 3 hashtags, and be the same thing for his 50% MorphMarket giveaway. All right, so let's do you know what, for my dog. Let's do hashtag dragon, hashtag soul, and hashtag reptiles. Let's get it right now. And it's gonna be how it shows up on StreamYard for right now because I don't have another screen where I have YouTube up there. So don't get upset with me, Juan. From Windy City. Yeah, I felt bad, man. Dragon Soul Reptiles, let's go. Will's Hella Heat is number 1. Will's Hella Heat is number 1. Brock Morphinary Arts is number 2. Morph Valley Reptiles number 3. Big D's Pythons number 4. And Morph Master J is number 5. So let me just spin this right here.
Number 3.
Number 3. 1, 2, 3. Morph Valley episode sponsor. What up, big dog? I think this is your second. Yo, I don't know, man. I think Morph Valley has won more prizes on this show than anybody else, man. So salute to you, Ryan. Maybe it'll be for Nikki. No problem. Here come the comments. Rigged.
Rig.
All right. So
he's a wigger. What you call me, motherfucker? About
a rigger with an R.
Dang,
All right, they
ain't want to put the R though.
With the hard R. All right, yo, Antoine, give me or not me, not because I'm not winning it, but give these people 3 hashtags to put in the chats, bro.
I give them the 2 easy ones. First hashtag is high. Next one hashtag is desert. And third hashtag is scared money don't make money.
Oh shit. You gotta type shit out. Don't be lazy. Hashtag high, hashtag desert, and hashtag scared money don't make money. Let's go. I'm never watching this podcast again in my life.
If you misspelled the last one, it don't count either.
Oh, here it comes. Let's see. Where's the first one? Scared money don't make money. There it is. Will's Hella Heat number 1. Payush Patel number 2. Dragon Soul that doesn't count. Windy City number 3. And Miggy's Morphs number 4. And Big D's Pythons is number 5. So Will's Hella Heat, Payush Patel, Windy City number 3, Miggy's Morphs number 4, Big D number 5. Let's go, guys. Good luck. Because this is dope, man. Hope y'all got some money to spend. Take advantage in the right way.
I'm gonna be mad as hell. One of those fuckers get that triple head girl off of there.
Looks like it's number 5. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Big D's Pythons. Congratulations, big dog.
What up? Congrats.
Yeah, you already know what it is. Hit up Antoine in the DMs. He'll send you a picture of his current availability on MorphMarket, and you'll have 3 weeks to pick from that. 50% off and free shipping, man. Super dope, man. That's what's up. Let's go.
I think the best value in that is that triple head exantic clown pie girl. That's what I'm saying. Like,
Listen, I want that triple het example clown pop.
somebody messaged me about it today and was like, "Do you ship to the UK?" And I was like, "I only ship like 10,000 or higher to the UK, like overseas and stuff." So he was
It costs
like,
money to do that.
"Yeah, because it just costs so much to ship one single animal. You know what I mean? Or if you're doing, it's got to be like worth it." So, but cool, man. Shout out to Big D. Pause. You know, Big D.
Big D. So Antoine, man, again, bro. You already know, man. Much love. I appreciate you. I'm very sad that I'm not going to be seeing you this year at Daytona, but I am going to do my best to make it to Tinley. Come check you out for sure when I get there.
Either way, sometime in 2024, I come pull up, man. So we'll make sure we come hang out and stuff too, man. So even though we only met that one time last year, you're probably one of my favorite people in the industry, and I'm fucking super proud of what you're doing, man. You kicking butt out there, and I'm gonna always support you and all the shit you do. And thanks for the love, man. Love you, brother.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Love you too, big dog. So I'm following High Desert Pythons on social media platforms. What the fuck you doing? You're doing a disservice to yourself. So go follow him on all his social media platforms. You coming on here on Friday tonight with us?
Oh yeah, like I said, I'm about to put my steak on in a bit and and come shoot the shit. So my phone charging up, so I'll jump on.
No doubt, man. Gonna be a good time. So actually, if you weren't here for the beginning of the show, we got T Keys from Keys Constrictors, and he has a show called Head on Friday with a bunch of us breeders get together. We talk about snakes. We show off snakes. He always has somebody new coming on. We definitely have people that are going to be cutting clutches, so you definitely want to be there for that. I believe Nikki T's cutting the clutch. I believe Pat from Dragon Soul's cutting the clutch. Maybe other people are cutting clutches too. I don't know. You're gonna have to be there to find out. But it starts at 8:15. Keys Constrictors YouTube channel, and in the words of my good friend T Keys, y'all could get the fuck off my phone and call your mother.